Frankie for our Ideal Home and Paint Region 10 Game of the Night. You can listen to it right here on ESPN 97.7. Watch it on sportsradio977.com or in crystal clear 4K HD, TDS HD channel 108 on TDS cable. Double D, how we feeling on a Wednesday night, brother?
Well, I feel like the coaches and players, but it's crazy how fast the season goes by sometimes. Here we are, fall break, things wrapping up tonight, and it couldn't be more of a bigger surprise. I honestly thought when the season started this would be a game for the region title. I really did. Pineview playing for the state championship last year, but they've lost 3 of 4. Heartbreaker last week, losing in overtime to Snow Canyon. You know, and there's a lot of reasons for that, right? The injuries to Dominic and Marcus McKenzie have been a huge, and they're not going to go tonight. Both of them are in street clothes. They're hoping both of them can maybe come back for the postseason. But Desert Hills was a team that surprised some people, you know. First-year head coach Rick Perry, here they are 5-0, undefeated, chance to run the table and do what Pineview did last year. So, but this is senior night. This is a special one, and this is not going to be easy for the Thunder, if you ask me.
And still stuff to play for as Pineview is trying to avoid potentially having to play Snow Canyon in week 1. The winner of that could play Desert Hills. For all that we, talk about the RPI and some of the complaints, one of the things it does is it makes a game like this, which prior to this year, or the RPI being in place, wouldn't mean a whole lot, and it still kind of means something because there's always something to play for. Carl, what do you think about the matchup tonight?
The matchup is going to be a matchup. It's still 2 good football teams, well coached, getting after it. And guess what? Both of them want to play better going into the postseason. So this is kind of like that postseason warm-up, even though the region's already taken care of. Pineview's got a lot of their stars out this tonight, but they're trying to find who's going to fill into those spots because they may not have the McKenzie guys going forward either. Just because they're out tonight doesn't mean that they're coming back next week. So they got to find guys to fill those positions, and why not play the region champs right now and find out who's who? And for Desert Hills, again, it's just clicking on offense. And on defense, not putting up giving up as many points as they've given up. I'm sure Rick Barry wasn't too pleased with how they performed up at Cedar City last week. So that's what tonight's all about right there. And then you got 2 crosstown rivals going.
Absolutely. Always 2 great programs, 2 great coaches. Coach Hosner has been here forever, over 20-something years, and Coach Barry in his first year and already with the Region 10 title. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back to the Interior Design Center pregame show, we'll give you our Camping World keys to the game into tonight's what I believe will be a high-octane matchup between the Panthers and the Thunder right here on ESPN 97.7.
Reminding you to head to Yogurtland after the game and ask for your Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert when your team scores 25 points or more.
I have a backpack.
请所有的同学回到座位哈。3。
Get our print curve here. And there's the bottom.
Does this one have more water?
Can you tell me why? Careful.
Online, you will see Mr. Reese. Pineview High School on behalf.
Welcome back. Region 10 action tonight. You're listening to our Ideal Home and Paint Game of the Night. Check out Ideal Home and Paint, serving Southern Utah since 1975, locally owned and operated by the Odette family for decades. Check out their beautiful new showroom, 4096 South River Road, for everything you need for your home improvement projects this fall. Ideal has that. Devin Dixon, Carl Frankie, and Andy Thompson with you on the broadcast tonight. Time now for our Camping World keys to the game. And Double D, let's talk about Desert Hills, the road team, Region 10 champs. Coach Barry, you had a chance to talk to him a little bit earlier. Let's give some keys for the Thunder tonight against Pineview.
Well, I know this is not the same Pineview team that's been throwing it all up and down the yard as late. They've been more of a running team with Keith Adams, but Trey Levitt is out tonight for Desert Hills, so I think secondary play is still going to be important. Even if they put Turner Williams in the Wildcat like they did last week, you got to have a package ready to stop that. You got to have an extra blocker with that Wildcat, so you got to make sure your assignments are sound. But on the back end, Turner Williams was quarterback. He helped Beaver get to a state championship. But they needed a slot guy, and boy, has he exploded. Actually, a great kick return guy as well, voted as a captain. He's only been here for a season, and this kid can play. So I think that's going to be a big key tonight, is slowing down Turner Williams and then playing good. And that means Ashton Stevens is probably going to get the start at cornerback tonight instead of Trey Levitt. So I think those are going to be some important things. And then I think Desert Hill still needs to be opportunistic with the takeaways like they've been doing. 21 interceptions this year, led by Austin Turnbow. He's got 7. Taven Mortensen has 4. Cy Nunley has 4. In fact, Cy Nunley has 4 fumble recoveries. They got 16 more of those. 36 takeaways, leading the state in that department. So I think that's going to be a big key for the Thunder as well. And then they need to keep getting good quarterback play from Fuyatalolo. And then they got to commit to the run game tonight, too, and get Tide Morris going downhill, running north and south.
What about you, Carr, for the Thunder as well? I know you've been impressed with Robbie Tangeran's performance on that defensive line. Obviously, Stuart Taffa, one of the best offensive linemen, just a freshman. They've been super physical up front on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, you know, I like how they are up front. I wish they'd just be a little bit more physical in the back end. You know, I think their corners sometimes play a little too soft in that cover 2 look that they have. I'd like to see a little bit more jamming at the line or stemming, just because of the way they are up front. Their idea is to be physical and up front with you. And, you know, on the back end, if you're playing soft, it doesn't help. You kind of want to, like, emulate each other on that side of the ball.
And with Pineview, Keith Adams went for over $140 last week, and Turner Williams as well was over 120, 130 yards on the ground. Those are your Camping World keys to the game. Your 2021 adventures start at Camping World in St. George. Find huge selections of all top brands, sales, parts, service, and a full retail store. Visit 1500 Hilton Drive or campingworldstggeorge.com. Devin, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think another big key for Pineview tonight is one of those unspoken things where you have to, you know, play within yourself, but you got a lot of emotion going tonight, right?
Yeah.
You've been losing. You've lost 3 of 4. It's senior night. So you got to play on the edge, but not over the edge. If the Panthers can't make mistakes against a good football team, really got to execute. And it'll be fun because, you know, when the dust settles in this thing, it might be the team with the more explosive big plays that ends up getting the W tonight.
Devin, I know you had a chance to talk with Coach Rick Barry, his first year as a coach, defensive-minded guy, but their offense has been explosive as well this year, and a big reason why they are the Region 10 champions. Noah Foylatalolo has been tremendous all season long. But what were some of the things? How much fun as a buddy of Coach Barry for a long time? How much fun do you think he's having this year with this group of kids?
Well, a lot of fun, right? He loves to coach. I mean, he was connected to Coach Barry and Coach Munkers at the hip. You know, they spent a lot of time together over the years, 2 different stints. And for him to leave Dixie and come across town to a region rival, that means he loves to coach. That means he wanted a shot to be the head guy. And to have this record and to have the guys buy in, it's a testament to his philosophy, the assistant coaches he's got. I think it was really smart on Coach Barry's part to keep some of the same assistants like Wes Nunley on staff.
Yeah.
I thought bringing over Sam Stevens was a huge get for him. I think there's some things there that made it a good transition, but to answer your question in short, he's having a lot of fun. Maybe not this week on a short week where you didn't get a lot of sleep because you only have a couple days to prepare for a Wednesday game after playing late Friday night up in Cedar City, but I think in general he's having a lot of fun, and I think this is a dangerous Desert Hills team that can make some noise in the postseason. I really do.
From a coach's perspective, Carl, put yourself in Coach Hosner's shoes. I know he's a veteran and has dealt with all sorts of years, but this one coming in as a prohibitive favorite to win the world, basically, and you have a litany of injuries and a bunch of other stuff happen. You've lost a couple games in a row going into the last regular season game and into the playoffs. What's your message to the team? You're trying to keep everybody locked into your final goal, right?
Yeah, well, I've lived this. You know, I had the year Nephi Sewell broke his neck. That year we were loaded. We had a senior quarterback that had won a state championship, been there, done that. We were loaded with seniors, just like Pineview is this year. And we had a ton of injuries, a lot of knee issues and shoulders and collarbones. We had a broken neck. And, you know, you just weather the storm and you try to put kids in the right positions to be successful. And you try to change your play calling a little bit to do the same thing. You're just trying to not have your kids do too much because that's when things really break down. You're just trying to make them play without thinking so much and do what they do well.
You're listening to the Interior Design Center pregame show. Make your house more of a home. See some of their stylish looks on Instagram or visit interior-designcenter.com. We're getting ready to go for the national anthem. You're listening to the Ideal Home and Paint Game of the Week right here on ESPN 97.7. You can also watch all the games on Sports Radio 977.com. Over on our sister station 94.9 FM, 890 AM. KDXU is where you can listen to Crimson Cliffs Mustangs heading up to Cedar, taking on the Reds, who barely lost to Desert Hills last week in a 1-point game. A lot of people think this one could be a great matchup as well. And you've got Hurricane traveling to play the Dixie Flyers.
You were surprised today, Andy. I asked you to guess the lines. Nolan Perry's power guide. You said Desert Hills by 4. Nolan Perry has Pineview favored by 4 in this game. So Nolan Perry's
Nolan
power
knows what he's talking
ratings,
about.
He likes the home team.
Yeah, he does. And he's got that game up in Cedar, a 20-point game. And Cedar was, a couple plays away from beating Desert Hills last week. So I think it's going to be closer.
Here's my question. How's a guy who's never seen any of these teams play actually
strictly
pick
numbers.
these teams?
It's strictly
He's the
numbers.
Billy Bean of high school football. As you said, I'm sorry to steal your joke there, Devin.
It's okay. It's
All right,
true.
We're going to take let's take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with the rest of the pregame show right after this on ESPN 97.7.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience, mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Radio Dixie 91.3. Young the Giant, something to believe in.
John, what song do you want to hear? Next, Miss Calendris. You'll be on the SWAT team, the SWAT team. It did a fantastic situation. I was going to talk to you last time.
Welcome back, Pineview High School, our Ideal Home and Paint game of the night. The Region 10 champion Desert Hills Thunder taking on the Pineview Panthers here on senior night at Panther Field. Carl Frankie, Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson have you tonight. Interior Design Center. Check out their website at interior House-designcenter.com or visit them on Instagram to check out some of their stylish looks. They help make your house more of a home. Time now for our Star Watch, brought to you by Sport Clips Double D. Let's get your picks, man. You and Carl, who do you like for? Let's start with the away team, Desert Hills Thunder tonight. Who is your Star Watch player?
Well, there's a ton. I mean, there's a ton of stars. Eric Olson, Austin Turnbow, Noah Fuyatololo, Cy Nunley, Lincoln Holmes. You know, you go into the trenches and Stuart Taufa and company. But I want to go Tide Morris tonight. I think, for me, I think the team that can establish the run, ball control, and then get the big plays is going to win this game. So for me, it's the two running backs. It's Keith Adams for Pineview, and it's Tide Morris for Snow Canyon. But there's a ton of guys you could pick for either team. But that's who I think needs to have a big performance tonight.
All right, let's go. What do you think, Carl? Who are you looking at tonight?
Oh, man, I know. Listen, Desert Hills has done the same thing all year. They're not going to sit there and run the ball 40 times this game. They're going to throw the ball around the park. It's going to be on the arm of Nui. You know, Noah's going to, or Fui. Noah's going to have to sling it around the park. That's an extension of their run game. They'll get some runs here and there, but I think that's the guy we're going to have to look at, and he's got to make really good decisions tonight as he goes.
Absolutely. As we see our captains come out onto the field for our TV audience. For Pineview, that is Dylan Becker, as well as Ian Becker, and Nalu Aotonu, the stud middle linebacker for Pineview. Check out Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy. Ask for the MVP treatment, full shampoo and massage, plus a haircut. They know how to treat a guy at Sport Clips.
You ever had your haircut there, AT?
No, I haven't. I've never gotten the MVP treatment.
It's legit. It's legit. I mean, the massaging shampoo alone is worth it. You know, and then the cut's nice too.
Absolutely. Well, there's two other games in region tonight, as we've been discussing. You've also got Dixie hosting Hurricane, and then you've got Crimson Cliffs heading up to Cedar. That on our sister station, KDXU 94.9 FM, 890 AM. You can watch all three of them on Sports Radio 977.com.
You know, one thing the Panthers always do, and you might have caught a little bit of the tail end of it on our television audience on CEC or streaming on our website, is their senior night. You got the Lays, they got the parents, Kelly Campbell, the PA announcers, reading a little bio handwritten by the kids, thanking coaches or parents or, you know, teammates, whatever the case might be. I always like it when we have a senior night. I mean, it's the end of the world as they know it for these kids. Like, final home football game potentially. It's one of those memorable moments. I remember my senior night like it was yesterday. I'm sure Carl does, and you probably did too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, with that cast walking out on the field.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, it's funny with Pineview, they're right on the edge, Devin. I mean, they could be, depending on tonight's outcome, hosting a playoff game. They could be going on the road.
They're 7, 8, or 9. In my opinion, they're 7, 8, or 9. This win would have moved into the 7. I don't know if they quite could stretch to 6. This would help them, though, because a win against an undefeated team in region would help them a lot. But I don't know if it gets them to 6, but I think they could move up to 7 and maybe avoid that Snow Canyon game.
I don't think it matters where they go in at right at this point. I think as much water as they've been taking on the last couple of weeks, it's like we need to stop the bleeding, and we need to get back to our winning ways. And winning always heals everything that's going on. So this is a big one for Pineview.
Yeah, it probably would have been good if they could put their defense out there first, but Desert Hills did win the toss. They have deferred, so Pineview, Turner, Williams, and Moten will be back deep to return this kick from Cyrus Polu. So the Thunder wearing those whites with those gold jerseys. You're going to love that tonight, Andy.
Yeah,
those gold numbers
fun.
Are easy to see on the eyes up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, light gold. I love that. Pineview does a good job with the black and white.
And the other kid I didn't even get to mention, though, that we're looking at, I said Noah, but the other ones, I think the Moten kid's got to come up big tonight. Right?
Another receiver.
I think he's got to make some big plays over the top. And this defense for Desert Hills is susceptible for some big plays over the top.
All right, it's football time at Panther Field as Polo kicks it off, fielded cleanly by Williams, who goes right, breaks a tackle, trying to get a block, almost breaks another tackle, gets it out to about the 27-yard line, and we see the explosion from Turner, the burner, right off the bat.
Yeah, good tackle by Zach Ford. He made the first guy miss. He didn't break down, but Zach Ford was able to stop from the outside, keep an outside containment, come back, dive around the legs, and make a tackle. So pretty good field position for the Panthers at the 29.
And here comes Sawyer Woods starting the game at quarterback. We'll see how much Turner Williams gets a chance to take snaps tonight. Twins to either side, close to both ends of the offensive line. Handoff, ISO up the middle to Keith Adams, who barrels forward, gets through, finally brought down by Austin Turnbow.
You're going to get a big taste of him to start this game off. That's what opens everything else up.
Starting linebackers brought to you by Sky Mountain, Wilkins, Holmes, and Nunley. That's a really good linebacker crew for the Thunder.
Another handoff right up the middle to Keith Adams, trying to get the first down, and I think they're going to spot him a Fabulous Freddy's first down as they move the sticks.
Pretty generous there with that spot.
Other starters, Boley, Tangren, Dawson Bundy, and Eric Olson on the front. In the secondary, no Trey Levitt tonight, so Ashton Stevens, Izzy Meredith, and then Mortensen and Turnbow, the safeties.
Peter Falanico playing center tonight once again for Pineview. Woods looking to throw the first time tonight. Dumps it off to Keith Adams on that left side swing pass, and he lowers his shoulder and gets another Fabulous Freddy's first down. Nice easy pitch and catch there from
And you don't want to tackle him. Jake Wilkins is a hard-nosed kid, and he took that hit on and made a nice tackle, but after 4 or 5 of those, he levels the boom, and he punishes the defense the way he runs and hits.
That's a great matchup in that interior of that defensive line. Dawson Bundy, Robbie Tangren going up against Falanico. And a zone read. This is Williams keeping it right up the middle after faking it outside to Keith Adams. And another big gain on the ground for Pineview.
Yeah, defensive end was in a conflict there. He didn't know whether to take the outside zone or take the quarterback. And he just widened too far, and the quarterback kept it. Good run.
Woods back in at quarterback. And he'll give it once again to Adams, right up the middle, runs over a Thunder player and keeps his wheels turning for another Fabulous Freddy's first down, Devin.
So if you're Desert Hills right now, you got to bring more pressure against a run with a linebacker because they're running all over you right now.
Keith Adams, 127 carries and a ton of yardage this year, guys. I mean, this kid has got 796 yards and ticking coming into tonight.
Fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle high, intended for Williams. Looked to me like good coverage by Desert Hills. That was number 3, Taven Mortensen.
Well, Williams is the main target now. And then you got Stuckey, and then you got Moten, like Coach said. And then you got Becker playing offensively with Adams, and then Sawyer Woods, the quarterback, behind this offensive line. So guys like Stuckey and Moten are going to have big nights.
Williams back at quarterback, and he will fake the handoff, keeps it up the middle. He was slowed down near the line of scrimmage by maybe Tangren, I believe. Yeah, Robbie Tangren, and then wrapped up for no gain.
Yeah, Lincoln Holmes, the guy I think that got there after Tangren. You're going to see just go outside and try to get him from the backside. And then there's number 10, Lincoln Holmes, with some help down low from Eric Olson. And that's how you have to tackle Keith Adams, Coach. You got to have a couple guys.
Yeah, you got to be around the legs, got to be around the hips. Otherwise, you're going to take a beating all night.
Here's Woods, fakes another handoff, looking down the field.
That's
gets away
there
from pressure, steps forward near the line of scrimmage and throws it incomplete. We got a flag, and a hold will go against Pineview.
Yeah, that was an easy call there. 78 kind of got beat around the outside. His feet got tangled up, and
well, and credit the side judge. He saw what you saw. The white hat didn't throw his flag. It came in from the side judge.
I'm coming to find out that the mechanics of it all, the white hat's not going to call that. He's just watching quarterback. And then the guy on the sideline guy has got everything on that side. So
yeah, they do have a system.
Yeah, what's crazy is I was just in Texas high school football, and they have 3 extra officials on the field. They got 2 guys in the back, and they got 2 extras on the sidelines up the side.
So everybody's watching for something.
Everyone's got something.
3rd and long, 3rd and 26 to be exact for Pineview.
That's a costly penalty, isn't it? I mean, you were marching, huge momentum, and now you got to come up with a big play just to avoid punting.
Woods takes the snap, looking deep down the field, outside, complete, caught by Moten.
That's a good catch. Nice comeback route, but you know, they took away the deep half. They played deep thirds there, so he had to cut it off and run the comeback. And now 4th and 12 or 13, you're going to have to probably punt the football, play a little field position game. Although I was watching, Austin Cogan made a 67-yarder this week. I saw it on social media, but I don't think they're going to try it in the first drive of the game here.
That's better than, what's his name, Tucker from the Ravens.
What about Mr. Smalls from Texas A&M?
Oh, your guy. How great was that?
How great was his wife, the video of his wife in the
that
crowd?
Was awesome.
Happy, and down goes Bama.
Austin Cogan comes in for the punt as the punt team finally gets their 11th guy to run out there, and here we go. Nobody back deep for Desert Hills, and they'll just let this one bounce at about the 10-yard line. Great effort to keep it out of the end zone by Becker, but it will fall in for a touchback.
That's a missed opportunity if you're a punter there. You got to send that thing high. let it bounce up, and don't let it go in the end zone. You see nobody back there. You cannot let that ball go in the end zone.
And he did land it outside the 10, and it took a soft roll, but if he kicks it higher, Becker can run under it and just catch it.
Just didn't give his guys enough time to get down the field to cover that up.
It's like a chip shot around the greens.
Yeah.
It sometimes seems so easy. Yeah, it seems so easy, but it's still difficult to put the right touch on it.
Yeah, it's like a flop with with the green running away from you
over a bunker
to a pond.
Here we go. Noah hands it to Tyden Morris, who flies through the 6-hole for about 6-7 yards.
Yeah, it was a good outside run there. It's a zone right, outside wide. And Tyden's just as tough as a running back, right, as Keith Adams. Both kids real physical downhill runners.
Absolutely. Same play right back at you. Tyden Morris takes it to about the 45-yard line and another first down.
And that's something Pineview does not want to get on their heels. They want their defensive line, their backers making tackles, not Beckstrand. Beckstrand's had to make back-to-back tackles, and that's bad news for Pineview when your safety's having to make stops.
Pistol formation. Noah once again gives it to Tyden on the same side of the field, this time stacked up for no gain.
That's what Coach Boyer wants. Plug those gaps, make it no lane. Don't let Tyden Morris get second level running north and south. Nice job filling by everybody and nowhere run for Tyden Morris. That's more like it if you're a fan of the Pineview Panthers.
0-0 ball game. Desert Hills first drive, 7:30 in the first quarter on your Nets on Fire clock. Pitch out to Ford, trying to get the corner. He gets it, cuts back. Nice move by Ford to get another Fabulous Freddy's first down. He is explosive.
Ford, the Ferrari. Yeah, I love Zach Ford, man. This kid, only about 5'6", but you can see, you can't catch him on the edge. Once he stops, makes that cutback, boom, puts his foot in the ground. Once you get your hands on him, he's not very big. You can get him down, but it's hard to get your hands on him. Good run there by Ford.
1st and 10 for Noah and the Thunder from the Pineview 48-yard line. Trips to the far side. They'll motion Tyden Morris out, throw it outside to him on a swing pass. Gets a block on the outside, gets the edge, and gets to the sticks. There is a flag on the far side.
I like it. High percentage play. Just get it to Morris quickly, but we wait the penalty. Illegal man downfield maybe, or a hold on that right side. Looks like it's coming back.
Looks like a hold on the outside.
Yeah, it may have been on Olsen, who looked to get a really good engagement with his defender, but may have got some jersey.
Hey, early on here, though, both teams trying to establish the run and try to be tough and physical in the trenches, right?
Yep.
So that's something we haven't seen in the past with both teams. They're really kind of trying to be a finesse, slinging around the park. But we're getting the opposite of that tonight, and it's kind of it's nice to see, actually.
Now you probably got to see Fuyatololo take a shot or two, though, down 1st and 20.
1st and long. They'll throw it. Same play, other side. Cut back by Tyden. Makes a couple guys miss and then gets hit hard.
I'm always waiting for that cutback to where everyone's running from, and it just get leveled coming across there. Always try to stay outside as much as you can.
Jeffrey Taloa levels the boom. Gets floored. Check out Get Floored for home improvements.
Yeah, remodeling.
New homes. They do all sorts of stuff. And our big hit Get Floored sponsor this year. Check them out at getflooredsouthernutah.com.
I noticed this weak side blitz here that's coming, which Pineview likes to do a lot, especially from the boundary side. All the receiver has to do for Desert Hills is just recognize and replace. If he recognizes and just turns it like 3-4 yards, it's just a spot route, put it on him, let him turn to straight upfield, and it's going to be a big play all night. And what that does is it either has to make the safety come over and play a man, which he's going to anyway, or they're going to have to show it early, or he's going to stay out of the blitz.
2nd and a mile for Noah. Takes the snap, straight drop back. 4 receivers, pressure coming, escapes it, and he's going to pull down and slide after just a couple of yards.
Got to keep his eyes downfield there. Noah made an early good decision to tuck up in the pocket and run. Nice job by Morris to pick up the blitz to buy him time, but then if he keeps his eyes downfield and keeps his head up, he's got 6 there. Yeah, I don't know if you'll see it on a replay, but right here, if he looks up, he's just looking to run. But if he looks downfield, he's got 2 receivers beyond the safeties wide open.
He had plenty of time. Plenty of time.
3rd and long now for the Thunder. Here's Noah. Draw up the middle to Morris, who just gets a couple of yards and then tackled by Pineview, number 50, Cade Clark.
Yeah, playing field position there. That tells me right there. They're just content to go ahead and kick the football. Not often you're going to pick up 16 yards on a draw play and went for positive yardage. But that's a situation where you're saying, okay, our defense did a nice job early on. We'll go ahead and punt the football.
Here comes the Desert Hills punt team. Haven't seen a lot of them this year. Cyrus Polu comes out.
Kid's a
freshman.
Oh, unbelievable. He does everything. D-end, special teams. He might make this tackle.
Puts a boot into it. It'll bounce before Williams can catch it. Takes a Desert Hills bounce and has filled it inside the 5.
That's a good kick.
By
Great
Eric
kick.
Olson.
Eric Olson got to put his heels on the goal line and let it come to you.
Yeah, you could have probably let it go a little further.
Just let it come to you. Be patient with it.
You could see he was kind of waiting, and he waited until it's hopped again. But then on that hop, it kind of came to him, and
you could tell I played a lot of special teams.
Yeah.
So I always get angry when I see little things like that, where it's like, man, because on the 5-yard line and 4-yard line is a whole heck of a lot different than when you're on the 1.5-inch line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Here's Pineview. Williams in at quarterback. Hands it to Williams, who gets a first down. Nice burst right up the middle, and Desert Hills so far has not had an answer.
A lot of
Keith Adams.
A lot of arm tackling right now. No one's stepping up, squaring up in the hole, and laying a hat. A lot of just arm tackles and reaching out.
0-0 on our We Win injury loss scoreboard. 4:20 left in the first quarter. Here's Pineview, 1st and 10 from their 16-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Williams goes up the middle for a couple-yard gain. Good discipline there in the box by Desert Hills.
Yeah, they just, Desert Hills D-line, because of a lot of these power reads and stuff, if you get too far up the field, that's what creates gaps. So you want to really stay about a yard up the field, and you just want to squeeze everything.
I think Cy Nunley in on the tackle there for the Thunder. 2nd and 7 coming up for Pineview on senior night here at Panther Field. Williams gives it to Adams, who's spun around and gets a few yards.
Kind of looked like either a busted play or...
Well, you got Turner Williams at quarterback, right? So how many reps has he got? He put this package in last week, and I think he was trying to pull it back out.
Yeah.
And Adams said, no, I'll take it. And Desert Hills forcing 3rd down.
3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Here's Woods, hitch route wide open to Williams, and Williams has been everywhere tonight. Catches the first down.
Yeah, it's a fabulous Freddy's first down. Turner Williams, hey, I can run the Wildcat. Oh, put me in the slot, and I'll run a little out route, and Sawyer Woods puts it right on his hands.
The Antoine Randall of Region 10.
Yeah, he's touched the ball about every play.
Here's Woods, 1st and 10. Looking to get some points on the board on this drive. It started on their own 5-yard line. Throws it outside low, and incomplete to Blake Stuckey.
Yeah, that's on Sawyer Woods. Just had time, just needs to step into this throw and deliver it on the money. A little bit low, just short hopped him, just missed him. Woods right now, that's his second incompletion. He's 2 for 4 for 23 yards.
Pineview on their 29-yard line, 2nd and 10 coming up here late in the first quarter.
Devin, when was the last time you saw so many players in a box in a Pineview game?
Here's Keith Adams, kicks it outside, gets 6-7 yards.
Maybe Jesse Ince was the running back in the day?
I think so.
Yeah. It's been a dozen years plus.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see almost 8 or 9 guys in the box there.
And still Keith Adams gets 7 yards. He's averaging 7 a tote right now.
3rd and 3 for Pineview. Woods looking to throw the hitch. Incomplete. Throwed it out to Turner Williams, who had a first down, just bobbled it and then dropped it.
Maybe thinking about making a man miss. I think he's thinking about yak yards there and just forgot to secure it, knowing that DB was not that far away on a shorter route, and he just forgot the most important thing, the football. That's a rarity for him. He won't make that mistake again, I guarantee it. Both teams' defense is looking good early on.
This is where special teams is really important, just field position.
Here's Kogan back on the field. Austin Turnbull back deep, standing on his own 29-yard line.
I think he needs to back up a little bit. I think Turnbull's too shallow.
Here's the boot, high and short, and Turnbow's going to let it bounce. It'll bounce high and go backwards
Well, Kogan, that kick would have been
Inside
great
the
the
30.
first time. This one, I thought he could have went and angled it away from Turnbow and kicked it as deep as he wanted.
That was the punt we needed last time, and then the first one we needed this time, just because of the angle of how it comes off the foot.
Kicks brought to you this year by Simply Wisdom Teeth. Check out Dr. Hendrickson's 600 5-star reviews at simplywisdomteeth.com. For $899, you can get all 4 wisdom teeth pulled at Simply Wisdom Teeth. Call for your appointment today or visit simplywisdomteeth.com. Trips to the near side for Noah. Another procedure penalty, looks like, against Desert Hill.
Todd Morris, 4 carries, 27 yards. Ford 1 for 10. Noah ran 1 for 2. Noah's only thrown and completed 1 pass because the penalty negated the other one that he completed. Woods has started this game 3 for 6. Keith Adams already 6 carries, 38 yards. So right now the defense is winning the day.
1st and 15 now. Handoff goes to Morris up the middle, lowers his shoulder, and is able to get a few yards.
You got a chunk back. 2nd down and 9. You like that. It's a high percentage play. Get 6 yards back. You pull the guard there, and you just run behind. Was it Dawson Bundy, I think?
I like the formation that's there. It's like that tray formation. Tight end is the strong side, but it's away from trips. So you have kind of a strength to your run, and then you also have a strength to your passing game.
2nd down, 8 to go for Desert Hills. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
You got man-to-man, it looks.
You got a new left tackle in because Tauf had to come off because of his helmet. See if they attack that.
Here's Noah looking right, pulls it down, tries to get left. Good containment by Pineview, throws it incomplete, and the ref is pointing to a receiver saying
he got hit
grounding.
when he was throwing it.
Yeah, he's throwing it away, but luckily Lincoln Holmes was only about 7 or 8 yards away from that play. And you saw that, Coach. You bring Taufa off, they blitz that side.
Yeah.
They actually pick it up.
Well, and Noah's got to stay in the pocket. Like, if anything, slide away from the pressure and not to the pressure.
That could have been grounding, actually. I mean, that was
I
in
think,
the vicinity.
But he's also getting hit.
Yeah.
That's hard to throw it to exactly where you want to throw when you're getting hit. So.
3rd and 8 for the Thunder. Here we go. See if Pineview sends pressure again. Here's Noah. Straight drop back looking on the out route to Austin Turnbow, who drops it.
Wow,
incomplete. Would have been a 1st down.
Yeah, both teams super sloppy tonight.
Wow.
Which is really weird.
Turner Williams drops one, and now Turnbow, 2 stars. Pretty straightforward, easy pitch and catch, and just couldn't bring it in.
And really good timing, too, and don't see that a lot.
Almost like there's nerves, like this is a big game or something.
Turnbow definitely in contention for Region 10 MVP this year for all that he's done for the Thunder on both sides of the ball. As Polu comes out.
Yeah, that's
once
a good
again.
point.
Punt.
Good
Going
kick.
deep to Williams, makes him run backwards, and it's going to out-kick the coverage. And it'll be down inside the 20.
That's your 9th grader. He didn't even drive yet, and he's kicking it. That was a 58-yarder.
I have him in class, and everyone was talking about his punting, and I said, you don't even know how to punt yet. Could you imagine if you actually learned
some
how to
coaching?
punt?
Yeah.
It's like he's just kicking pineapples out there. It's like, this reminds you of home, doesn't it? He's like, Coach, all I do is try to hit it as hard as I can. And I'm like, dude, you're awesome. That's a great family.
It's working.
Yeah, no, he's going to be a beast the next couple of years, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, he does a little bit of everything. Him and Taufa, Polu and Taufa, 2 freshmen, they're stars in the making.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Snap goes to Woods. He's looking to throw on 1st down. Throws it deep, trying to get Moten over the top. Overthrows him. Incomplete. Covered by, let's see, who is that over there? Mortensen?
That's Ashton Stevens.
Oh, Stevens.
He's getting a start instead of Trey Levitt tonight. Levitt's out. I think Jacob Saranzi's out, too, for Pineview, if I'm not mistaken. Have you seen Saranzi on defense? Maybe he's not out. I just didn't call it. We didn't call his name yet.
No.
Him and Colson and some of these DBs have had good years.
Yeah, he has been, Sersansi's been amazing for the Panthers.
I'm trying to see if I can see
Here's
him.
Woods under center. What's going on here, Carl? Handoff to Adams.
Just power football right now is what's happening.
Yeah,
some weird stuff
out.
going on.
He's in street clothes.
Okay, Sersansi is out, apparently. I don't know when the last time we've seen an under center play from Pineview and Coach Croton, but they go ISO up the middle to Adams, who gets about 4.5 yards. Here we go, 3rd and 5, same formation, same guy. Keith Adams kicks it outside, then cuts back inside, and he'll get the first down. Good vision there by number 1 in black.
Yeah, they're just running power football. They're kicking out, they're pulling a guard, and they're just saying, hey, we're bigger and stronger than you are right now, and we're just going to keep running this thing.
Fabulous Freddy's first down. Fuel it up.
Sorry, there's a flag on the field.
Oh, there is a flag. Sorry, came in late. It will be a hold against Pineview, and that'll erase the first down for the Panthers.
It's hard to see out these windows.
We need to get some Windex for.
I think it's inside the pane, but if people have no idea we're looking through, it's like it's not fun. That's only that side.
I could open my side and I can see great.
Good for you. Less than a minute. Here we go in the first quarter. For Woods, under center again, turns around. Play action, looking down the field, down the middle, finds Moten. Nice throw by Woods. The ball does come out. We'll see what it is. He's saying he's down.
I think it's an incompletion.
That's an incompletion.
The outside official is calling incompletion.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, it's a fumble, but he didn't call that. So.
Yeah, incomplete. There are conflicting calls there, but.
It looked like it came out when he gets hit here by.
Well, he might have.
Yeah, it's moving around.
Didn't make a football move.
Get up.
Man, Dean Blandino over here with the football move stuff. 4th down coming up for Pineview. They'll have to kick it away.
You know, it's every time they do that, too. They're like, hey, let's bring in,
The funniest one was they brought the
Mike
expert
Piera.
in when Seattle's kicker punted the ball twice. Remember that play?
Yeah.
And they had it completely wrong.
Yeah, completely.
Oh, maybe they changed the rules.
It's a punt fest here tonight at Pineview High School. Kick goes
fair catch that.
Short and bounces straight up, luckily for Desert Hills.
This will be the best field position Desert Hills
this is going to be good
all night.
Down by Becker. And we'll see the Desert Hills offense come out with 28 seconds left in the first quarter. No points on the board. Thanks for being with us.
Hearst Ace Hardware update up in Cedar City. Crimson is struck first. They lead 7-0, but just under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Crimson's a team to watch out for in the postseason. Them and Dixie seem to be peaking.
Any team that plays solid, good defense is going to be tough to beat because you have to really execute in the postseason.
They got Hansen back, Chase Hansen back.
Yeah, he's going to be playing wide receiver.
Yeah, but cleared to play after the collarbone.
1st and 10. Noah puts Mortensen in motion and looks over to the right, flings it out to Morris. Great defense by Pineview. That's Becker on the outside, keeping contained, stopping them short of the line of scrimmage.
I
nice
mean,
play.
Desert Hills must have seen something and put that swing in. They've ran it 3 times tonight. And the first time it worked pretty good. I think they got 6 or 7. The last 2, they haven't got much at all.
I wish they would wrinkle off of that. Like, don't have all 3 guys block out there. Have at least maybe 1 guy block and the other guys go out for, a pass. Not block, but stock block there. And then read the D on what they do. So if the guy comes up, you throw behind. If not, then you swing it out.
You're listening to the Ideal Home and Paint Region 10 game of the night. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Welcome back, Region 10 football. Carl Frankie, Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson. And we're about ready to get going here in the second quarter. 0-0 ball game. Desert Hills with the ball, 2nd and 10 on the Pineview 45. Noah puts Olsen in motion, looking down the field. He's got Turnbow open down the sideline, caught, touchdown. Desert Hills wide open, beautiful throw by Fu.
Turnbow just beat him right off the line, and Fua just had to lay it out in front, and what a dime by Fuyatalolo.
It was a great pass, but again, if he identified what was happening in front of him, as soon as he put that guy in motion, he saw the safety run over, meaning the blitz was coming from the boundary again, so he knew it was going to be one-on-one on that backside. Perfect throw for a touchdown.
Yeah, well designed after a quarter break by Desert Hills.
45-yard TD, and finally not a punt, guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. Turnbow has been electric on the sideline in one-on-one coverage as Desert Hills has a chance to tack on the PAT and take a 7-point lead. Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. Brought to you by Simply Wisdom Teeth. We'll take a break. 7-zip. Desert Hills leads early in the second quarter on your We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. Quick break. Back with more right after this.
Beyond the park you know exists a world you don't. A world that is greater. Greater than just one passion. Greater than just one adventure. Greater than just one moment. Come to where life is greater. Come to Greater Zion.
Ernie's 2 Sinclair stations want to wish Region 10 athletes the best of luck this season. And stay tuned for the Ernie's Player of the Game. Don't forget to grab an Ernie's reward card that allows you to save on fuel and earn points for every dollar spent in store. Get your card today. Ernie's, St. George, Hurricane, Cedar, and in Beaver.
Welcome back. 7-0 Desert Hills with the lead here in the first half as we see the replay, Carl, of this play. It's never want to leave this kid in one-on-one coverage.
Yeah,
that's
like
Austin Turnbow.
Like I said before, they were coming off with the boundary blitz, and in order to do that, they got to man up. And when they brought the receiver over, took the safety out of the middle of the field.
Little squib kick fielded by Tanner Fordham, and he'll get it past the 40-yard line. He's in field position to start this drive for Sawyer Woods and Pineview, although they've been stagnant so far in this game. Run heavy. We've seen a bunch of different formations. We'll see if they can get something going here in the second quarter.
I'd like to see them, now that you've established a run, let's see some play action. I'd like to see some play action from center. Go ahead and bring that power look and bring those linebackers up and throw behind it.
First and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Here comes Sawyer Woods. He's got sidecar Keith Adams. 2 receivers to the near side. Actually, 3 receivers to the near side, excuse me. Takes the snap, looking right. Throws the hook. Almost intercepted. Great break on the ball outside.
Staring at his receiver the entire time.
Ashton Stevens.
And he kind of, I know he's really comfortable in the pocket, but he's really flat-footed, and he's just staring down his receivers. He's got to look at the safety. He's got to get the safety off.
Yeah, good.
Come back.
Good job closing though. Stevens has got a lot of minutes, but one of his rare starts, and he closed on that nicely. Woods gets that there quicker. It's a completion though.
Intended for Stuckey. Same formation. Woods takes the snap, hands it to Keith Adams. Good penetration by Desert Hills defensive line, and he's got nowhere to go.
That was a good play there.
Bundy in there with Tangren.
And we'll see little penetration. Tangren's been great all night. And
That's actually
Eric Olsen down by the legs.
Yeah.
Third down, 9 to go. Here's Woods looking to throw. Looking down the field. Great pressure. He's grabbed by Tangren, and they'll blow it dead. They brought pressure off the outside. That was Polu blitzing. And Woods gets grabbed for a loss.
Tangren, that's his 8th sack of the season. I mean, he leads this team. We've got a couple guys that got 4, but now 8 sacks on the year for Robbie Tangren, who has changed his demeanor, his build. I mean, this kid's all the baby fat's gone from last couple of years.
He looks, if people would have seen him 2 years ago to what he is now, phenomenal amount of work that he's put in the off seasons.
10:37 here in the second quarter. Desert Hills leads 7-0. Their defense has stifled this Pineview offense as they're forced to punt again. That's Austin Cogan, number 99 out there. Puts a boot into it. And we'll see if Turnbow can field this one. Lets it bounce. And lets it bounce again. And then picks it up, and here we go. Turnbow gets a block outside, and he's got leverage with blockers in front of him past the 50, the 40, the 30. Still on his feet inside the 20. Hurdles a defender, and there is flags.
Late flag, it's coming back.
And kind of lulled him to sleep there before he picked it up, but looks like it likely to come back against Desert Hills.
Yeah, it was the old rope-a-dope, huh?
Yeah, I don't.
It's kind of dangerous when you do
that,
that, though.
You can't just all just stand around the ball. You got to move him out of the way. Do not let him stand next to the ball, and kind of move him out of the way and cover that ball up.
It bounces right in front. I was surprised he didn't go up and
right here. Everyone
grab
just kind of stared at it.
And Turnbow electric.
Just when you're about to get on Turnbow for not catching on the fly, he does something like that.
Well, it's still he's got to come up and make the catch out of the air.
Yeah.
Now this call's way back here.
It was legal block in the back.
Yeah, but where did it happen on the field?
It's a blindside
block.
Yeah, we had everybody flowing one way when you picked it up late. And it doesn't take much. You don't have to smear them. You just have to hit them when they don't see you coming, and it's a penalty with the new rules. Right here. When there was a double team, he was already engaged. He didn't need to do it.
Again, it's not really a blind side when he's already engaged as he's picking up the ball. It's just you shove them down. So
well, maybe that wasn't it, but that's all I saw on the replay.
Who knows?
Doesn't matter.
It's whatever the official sees from that point. So now look where we're at.
Yeah, from the 15 is where Noah and Desert Hills will take over. Same trips formation with Tyden behind him. Motion's Tyden out. They'll throw it out to him on the swing pass. He's got good blocks on the outside. And we'll get a first down, knocked out of bounds by Becker.
Really good stop and hesitate and then cut inside. It was an unconventional move. He just slowed down, let the
guy just dive at his feet.
Yeah, let him go past. Watch at the end of this run. It's just going to slow down and let him go by. And then he's still got momentum and leverage to get a couple extra push yards at the end. Hey, Dixie is leading Hurricane Hearst Ace Hardware update 7-6 though. Tight one early between the Flyers and the Tigers.
Here's Noah, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. Nowhere to go. Once again, big hit Jeffrey Toloa as well as Christian Pilamai in on the action for Pineview.
Well, and both teams have shown that they really want to run the football, so you're able to kind of shoot gaps, be aggressive, clog things up, and Pineview do a nice job. You know, you give up that quick first down, but if you can get a 3-and-out here, even after giving up that first down, you can still get really good field position, go score, and try to tie this game.
2nd and 10, Noah, 4-man rush. He's got time. Guy comes late. He spurts out of the pocket and has run all the way out of bounds, takes a big hit.
Well, he delivered part of that hit.
Yeah, and he just needs to go out of bounds because when he's out of the game, they're a whole different offense.
Dylan Becker, I believe, on the sideline with the collision. And just kind of a great coverage by Pineview as nobody came open for Fooey.
Yep, really good coverage downfield. And Noah he did the right thing. You know, he might have tried to force that last year, but now in his junior season, he's getting a lot smarter. Live to fight another play.
3rd and 12. Noah once again looking to throw. Pulls it down, runs it up the middle, tries a stiff arm, spins forward just short, looks like, of the first down. Or no, near side official has him for a first down, and they'll give it to him. Woo. Wow, I thought he was short by a yard.
I thought when he came to rest, the ball was just shy. It should have been at least a measure. Because I agree, he's got to get it to the 40, right?
No, he's short a yard.
Just short.
They gave him the roll.
Yeah, they gave him the roll. That's a very generous spot, to say the least.
1st and 10, same play out to Tyden, throws it short.
That's a forward pass.
No, yeah. The outside official saying incomplete.
He's like a yard and a half, 2 yards ahead of the quarterback.
But just to be safe.
No, I know, but.
And Noah actually, I think, because he wanted to make sure
that's closer than I thought it was.
Because he wanted to make sure it was lateral or forward, I think that's why it was uncatchable, because Tyden kind of got wide and bellied that route. And I think Noah was probably with that incompletion what saved that from being a fumble.
Here's the replay. He's throwing it from the 25. I mean, that's almost a perfect lateral.
It's where the ball is, though. And, you know, these guys don't have instant replay.
No, but that could have been a fumble. Watching that live, I thought it might have been back.
Guess what? If they're up at Ridgeline, that's a fumble. So
right. Exactly.
Fans
looking forward to the playoffs.
Fans are booing it.
Well, the first down to begin with was really, really good. I thought a yard more than what they should have gave him. But you know what? Here we go.
Play on. We play on.
8:14 here in the second quarter. Desert Hills with a 7-0 lead. Some substitutions being made here for the Thunder.
It should be 2nd down, right?
Yeah, it should be 2nd down. 2nd and 10.
They got one in the box over there, so.
Well, they took Olsen off the field.
And we have a dead ball penalty, and Desert Hills once again struggling with the offside stuff in the first half.
Yeah, the ball never moved. The whole left side of the line did.
Yeah, McGuire May, that's the center. Did he flinch or did somebody else move?
No, that whole just guard and tackle on that backside.
1st and 15. Noah, handoff up the middle. Tyden breaks a tackle, spurts out somehow, cuts back inside, still on his feet, inside the 40-yard line. What a run by Tyden.
I thought he was stacked up for no gain.
You got a flag over here for unnecessary roughness on Desert Hills.
On Tyden Morris?
Whoever is, I can't see.
Oh, it was a blocker downfield against Becker, and I didn't see it live, but it looks like a lineman.
Is that Tangren?
All the way down the field, trying to get a
That's
number.
Dawson Bundy.
Or Bundy.
And we'll see what the...
Bundy was the last lineman into the huddle. Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah, he was upfield blocking, and there was a little extracurricular after the whistle, so...
It's still going to be a first down for the Thunder.
First down, but it'd be a 15-yard penalty.
And that, Coach Barry won't like that.
Yeah, just undisciplined right now.
And that's something that they've done a pretty good job on this year. They have not been, penalized, but tonight it feels like they've had a lot of penalties, guys. This is late in the season. You don't like to see that going in the postseason.
This is a great run here.
See Bundy getting out.
You'll see it up here.
Look at him hustling. And then it goes off camera when the body slam happened, but hey, credit the lineman for being all the way down there with his running back, but just don't do something like that stupid at the end of the play. 1st and 10, Noah hands it off to Ford. The scat back gets outside, and he can burn, almost gets past the last guy at the 30-yard line.
I love it. The fastest forward on the field, Zach Ford. Boy, he just bounced that outside quick. I don't know if it's designed to go all the way up, but look at the vision. Just like, nobody's outside. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to get the sideline and use the speed.
Guys,
They're going to pull away.
Pineview has no forced defender out there but the corner, which is really concerning if you're Pineview right now because you're just getting beat again.
Morris, same side. You're right, Carl.
All they're doing is reaching that last man, and they got nobody else out there.
Another easy first down for Morris, and we got a timeout.
Yeah, I think Coach Boyer or Coach Hosner want to make an adjustment there on that run on the outside.
Yep, that's all they're doing.
Timeout's brought to you by the Scott Gibson team at Intercap Lending. We'll take it. We'll be back with more action right here on your Region 10 Radio Network.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel, someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
See Hearst first this month for great deals on red hot buys at Hearst Ace Hardware. Make sure and get an Ace Rewards card for savings around the house, the yard, or the job site. Stop by Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Welcome back. Here we go. Desert Hills, another handoff. Same side. Tidemore is wide open on that left side. Nobody home.
Guys,
an easy touchdown. For
Desert Hills ran the same play 4 straight times. And even out of that timeout, you thought they would adjust to what's going on, and they didn't adjust at all. Look at this. All they're doing is pulling the guard backside, wrapping around, and just...
And that's out of a timeout. That's what's concerning for Coach Osner, is that's out of a timeout where you had to try to adjust to that, and you still...
Now, they might have, and maybe the players still didn't execute what they were trying to talk about, but...
True.
Great blocking. They collapsed that left side, and I think that was Bundy pulling around, knocking the second-level guy down, and PAT's up and good. Desert Hills with a 14-0 lead on your We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. We'll take the break, back with more second quarter action right here on ESPN Radio.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? classical music on Radio St. George 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
Hey, time out. I've got a loan for you. Scott Gibson here with Intercap Lending. Put me in the finance game to work for you. No matter what you're looking for, to build, buy, or refinance, I can help. So don't drop the ball and let me, with my 25 years experience, go to work for you. 435-619-8080.
14-0 Desert Hills with the lead here. Wednesday Night Football in Southern Utah. Here's Turner Williams on the return. And here we go. Pineview is desperate for something on offense. We've seen the grounded pound. We haven't seen Woods air it out a lot of injuries for Pineview. And I don't know where they go from here offensively because nothing's been working early in this game for Coach Hosner and Coach Croton.
Well, they got to open things up a little bit here. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. Target Moten a little bit more here because you're going to get a little bit more one-on-one on the backside.
And we're seeing Tyler Brown in the game at quarterback for the first time tonight for the Panthers. Trips to the far side for Brown.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Looking for a spark. Find a guy that can make a play for you.
Takes the snap, little outside, pulls it down, and will throw on the run down the field. Becker wide open, throws a strike to him, coming back to the ball. Nice throw, 1st and 10 now for Pineview in Desert Hills territory.
Well, he did a good job of keeping his eyes downfield. You'll watch the pocket's good, it's good, and then he feels a little pressure, so he rolls to the right, but his eyes are downfield, and that's a throw on the run. And yeah, it's short, but he threw it where only his guy can come back and make the play.
Fabulous Freddy's first down for Pineview. Takes the snap again, looking to throw on the outside, out of sync with the receiver who kept going. And he threw it on a comeback, incomplete.
It's good to see like a kid like Ian Becker, because he's been playing defense all year. They know that they're short on the offensive side of the ball, and he's stepped up and he's playing really well. And I love that kid. He's always been one of those kids that loves football, wants to be on the field at all times, wants to make a difference out there for his team.
Yeah, good baseball play. Both him and his
just
brother.
Great athletes.
Yeah.
Great athletes.
All hands on deck for this Pineview offense right now. Moten in at receiver with Becker on the bunch twins to either side.
See, I like that. He's wide open.
Action. Throw down the field, throws to Becker again for a first down. Becker looking to rumble and stumble. He also had Moten open on a post.
Yeah, if he hits Moten early, it's touchdown. But they were both open, so you got to give him credit. He waited for the play to develop. Maybe the primary receiver there was Becker, and he finds him. He kind of eyeballed him the whole way, and it's a good throw. It's a good throw. And you're into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone for the first time tonight.
Trips to the near side once again for Brown. He looks over to the sideline, gets a signal. We'll see if they keep it in the air now that they're deep inside Desert Hills territory. Here's Brown.
Yeah, one-on-one.
Pulls it down, looking left. He'll have to run it, and it goes out of bounds around the 5-yard line.
I like that he's getting out of the pocket, but I still think he's getting a little happy feet. He could have stayed in there a little bit longer. As soon as they swing that back out to the field, the safety's got to come up, and the guys, you're going to have one-on-one out here as that single receiver.
Yeah, Moten.
Moten's got a two-way go. They can run the same play again, swing the back to the field, and they're going to get him one-on-one. If they protect him, it's 6.
Kyson Mill in the game for the first time for Pineview as Williams looking over at Coach Croton. He'll be
They're going
looking
Wildcat.
to take the snap.
They're showing Wildcat.
And
they got to call a
like
timeout.
Clock is ticking, yeah.
And he's missing a
A
player.
lot of confusion as Becker came out of the game. Though we will have to call a Scott Gibson team at Intercap Lending timeout here with 6:10 left on your Nets on Fire clock. We'll take the timeout. We'll be back with the rest of this drive for Pineview right after this.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Welcome back. Keith Adams gets it on the outside, trying to turn the corner, dives ahead, will be brought down inside the 5-yard line. Good effort there by Taven Mortensen.
Yeah, really good. T-Money there coming side to side from his safety position and keeps Adams shy. And 3rd and goal now. You've had a really good drive. You mix it up. Tyler Brown has provided a spark. You got to punch this in and get back in this football game.
Yeah.
This is a must, 2-down territory. You want to run it twice, smash mouth, you can.
There's going to be like a quarterback power.
They can get a first down at about the 1.5-yard line. So it's 3rd and 1 from the 2. And ball is snapped high, and it's given to Keith Adams. He scores his 18th rushing touchdown of the year and puts Pineview on the board.
That ties him for the record in the state. Depending on what the other guys leading that category do, but he's now tied for the state in rushing touchdowns with 18. High snap, but a nice job to get it down. And once he got it to Keith, pretty easy score, really.
Yeah, I thought at first they were going to try to set up a quarterback like power lead, and then they flip-flopped, and then obviously they just handed it off. But I knew they were going right the way they were set up. They just decided just to hand it off.
Kogan in for the Simply Wisdom Teeth PAT, up and good. And we got a ball game. 14-7, Desert Hills leads. 5:27 left in the first half. Devin Dixon, Carl Frankie, Andy Thompson on the call for tonight. It's our Ideal Home and Paint game of the night in Region 10. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Back with more after this.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Here we go, 14-7, Desert Hills with the lead, and they bring in a new quarterback, Devin, and good things happen for Pineview.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to find a spark, and they've been rotating them. It hadn't really worked very well, especially a couple weeks ago in that Crimson game, but right there, Tyler Brown came in, provided the spark. I'd stick with him a little longer and see if he can continue to play some hot football. That's a big drive. I mean, you're down 14-0. You punt that football, Desert Hills can start to run away, and now you cut the lead in half, and it's a whole new game.
Kick fielded at about the 2-yard line, brought full speed ahead. Here we go for Desert Hills. That's Polu, the freshman, past midfield, breaks a tackle.
There's a flag back here on the 35-yard line.
Yep, side judge threw it. Well, what a head of steam by Cyrus Polu.
Big special teams plays by Desert Hills. Looks like we'll have the second one called back tonight with a flag.
You're right, Turnbow earlier on a kick return, took it down inside the 20. This one would have been inside the 35, and instead looks like this one's coming back.
And Desert Hills will move back into their own territory after I can't believe that kid's a freshman.
Right?
Polu, Tafa on the outside.
I was talking with Coach Barry about them a couple weeks ago. Like, what's it like to coach these two stars? They're stars already in the region, and they're not even driving a car, and they're freshmen. He's like, I can't wait to see what they do when they're seniors, right? Because their future is so bright. I mean, these two guys are, I mean, the way they're tracking, they're bona fide D1 talent.
It all depends on how much they dedicate themselves to the off-season workouts.
Sure. You can't fall behind anymore because somebody else will if you don't.
1st and 10, here's Noah. Snap, pitch outside to Morris, who dodges a tackler and gets out of bounds after a few-yard gain.
I don't understand. We just fly up the field and we dive at people. We need to break down, squeeze, and make tackles.
Yeah, Lolite just coming in perfect position. He's got to break down, though, and he just dives at the knees. I think they want to go with the knees.
Well, you break down, but you stay on his outside half and you squeeze it.
That stutter step, though, it's a sneaky good move.
It is if you're coming at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Second down, 5 to go. Pitch outside to Turnbow, who gets tangled up. Good play by Becker, but does get a few yards.
You know, Eric Olson gets, a lot of pub because he catches balls and he's tall and this and that. But have you ever watched him as a blocker on the outside here? It's unreal. He gets inside your pads and he absolutely moves you around.
Well, and he's 6'6", but he hasn't even started to fill out that body. If he gets in the right college football program and puts some weight on him, he could be a beast defensive end or tight end at the next level.
3rd and 4 for Noah. Dialing it up, throwing it on the outside. Speak of the devil.
There he is.
There's Olson, the comfort blanket.
Yeah,
1st and 10.
He's a problem because he's so long and he's so athletic. They got to find more plays for him for sure.
And one of the few times the Thunder went down the field, a lot of it's been the extension of the run, the short passing game. That time they threw it beyond the sticks. Nice little out route. Pretty good throw by Fui.
Mm-hmm. Desert Hills advances it to the 45-yard line. Pitch and goes up the middle. He's got room. That's Morris. Spurts it outside. Foot race 30, 20, 15. He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line. Tight end Morris.
Wow, that's a touchdown-saving tackle by Dissimore, but Morris, once he got second level, I mean, there was just nobody in the middle of the field there. It was like everybody kind of vacated. Backers all kind of came up, got sucked in, and then boom, into the second level. And a nice little move on Becker and a big play, the longest play from scrimmage of the night for the Thunder. I think that was it might have been about the same as that touchdown pass to Turnbow, about 45 yards.
They enter the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. Pitch outside this time to Ford. He's going to try to get the edge. Breaks a tackle. Dives for the pylon. And they're going to say he's short? Just short.
It looked like he dived and touched the pylon, but that's in the far corner away from us.
Yeah.
The replay will be able to see it.
Yeah, for our TV audience. Just a foot race to get that corner. Gets pushed and came up short of the pylon.
Yeah.
If he was 3 inches taller, he
check out the Wilkinson stats after this play for Tyden Morris already in this game.
Second down, goal to go. Hands it up to Tyden, who powers his way forward. Looks like he'll be stopped at the inch line.
Tyden Morris right now, guys, 11 carries, 146 yards, and a touchdown.
Wow.
That's 13.3 per carry after that long run.
Wow. Give it to beast mode. 3rd and 1. And we'll see what Pineview does with the beef package here to prevent just a simple handoff to Morris right up the middle. Here we go. 3:09 on the clock. Desert Hills trying to take a 2-possession lead. Pass goes up high and out of bounds, intended for the big fella, Olson, guarded by Becker.
I don't mind that because you got a mismatch. You got 6'6" on about a 5'11" DB, but Noah just overthrew him. And you had 2 receivers, Carl, in the vicinity there, which, Holmes needs to cut that route in or shorten it or something because he almost drug his defender back to help to make that throw a little bit more difficult.
Well, they're man-to-man, but yeah, I mean, if the corner on that far side of the field just picked up the ball late.
Here we go. See if Pineview's got to send the house here on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll motion out Tyden, and they're going to run Noah the other way. Beautiful play call. Got everybody looking to Tyden.
No edge
he pulls
player
it down, and that left side's been killed tonight.
They have no
by Desert Hills.
contained player on that weak side.
But I love that play because you go empty away, and then you run away from the motion and no edge player, like you said. That's a great design play.
No. There's an edge player, but he's not staying outside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's a great play call, but if you look, the guy's there. He just gets beat outside.
Right personnel, right call. Just poor execution as Noah executes it perfectly on his end to get into the end zone. With 2:56 here on the Nets on Fire clock in the second quarter. Kick goes up and good. 21-7, Desert Hills with the lead. Your Region 10 champs with a 2-possession ball game now lead. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the rest of the first half right after this on your Region 10 radio network.
Time apart has taught us. In our social distance, we found space. Space to ponder. Space to connect. Space to imagine. Space to heal. In the emptiness, we found meaning. In silence, we found beauty. In separation, we've discovered there is so much more to find when we find our space. Find your space.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
21-7, Desert Hills with the lead here at senior night at Pineview High School. Devin Dixon, Carl Frankie, Andy Thompson. Kick goes to Turner Williams, who has had a few decent returns here for Pineview. They had a great drive last time, but Desert Hills had an even better one coming back and taking a bunch of time off the clock, getting the score, another flag on the kickoff.
The flag down on the hit on the sideline. Polu made the tackle. Yeah, he's not just a kicker. He makes the tackle. I mean, we see him kick return.
No, you got like Ray Lewis back there kicking for him.
It's going to be like a horse collar? What'd they signal, Andy?
Face mask.
Face mask.
Yeah.
And now Pineviews going to have excellent field position.
Here we go. Brown, who had a great first possession, throwing strikes to his receivers down the field. And we'll see if he can get that going here. 2-minute drill. 2:49 left in the first half for the Panthers, down 21-7.
They got one timeout, right?
Yeah, one timeout left. Here's the snap. Fakes it to Adams. Throws it on the out route to Moten. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds.
So if you're Desert Hills right now, you got to protect the sidelines, force them to catch the ball in bounds, make sure you tackle.
2:43 clock will stop, and now they will. They're saying his progress was stopped inbounds, so they will wind the clock here.
This is an eternity for this Pineview offense under normal terms.
Sure.
Here we go,
it
Brown.
Still is, actually.
Forced out of bounds. Grabbed by the jersey and whipped down by Bundy, the big fella.
Yeah, and I like how he got away from the play, too. He had to finish the tackle off, threw him down, but then didn't get a penalty or anything silly after that nice sack. That's the second sack of the night for the D-Hills defense.
You know, I bet you who's not happy is Coach Shaw, because I know Shaw takes a lot of pride in this offensive line, and right now they're just kind of – they're catching. They're not really firing off and blocking like they've been blocking all year. So he's got a lot to fix at halftime.
2nd and 18, 1:54 and counting. Plenty of time still for Brown.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest offensive line in the region, without a question.
Easily.
He'll go under center. Turn around, fakes the handoff to Adams, then trying to throw a screen back to Adams, who catches it, gets grabbed low and brought down. Great recognition play there by
Jake Wilkins.
Jake Wilkins, yeah, the man.
And you could see that they've been working on a couple of days of practice they've had on a Wednesday game to go low on Keith Adams, and the same thing can be said against Keith Adams. Luckily, Pineview didn't get called for a illegal defense, or Desert Hills didn't get called for hands to the face on that left side.
Yeah.
Had his hand up under the offensive lineman, and you see that called on Sundays quite often.
1:08 now for Pineview and Tyler Brown.
But now they got to hurry. Right now the clock's they're taking a long time. They haven't went anywhere.
But at the same time, you don't want to give the ball back to Desert Hills, so you're going to try to chew clock here if you can.
Play action looking down the field. He'll be flushed right. Looking down the field, will throw on the run, intended for Becker, goes through his arms, incomplete. Clock will stop at 46 seconds. There is a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, that's a catchable ball. That's a pretty good throw on the run. Turnbow was in good kite coverage, but
yeah, it's a little behind him because of where the defender was, right? So he has to throw behind there. But yeah, that's a tough throw. That was actually.
It wouldn't have mattered if he even made it because the legal man downfield on the play.
Desert Hills will decline the penalty, take 4th down, and they've got 46 seconds to work with here as Pineview will be forced to punt.
Maybe. They might go for this.
You got to punt here.
Yeah, they are.
And
they thought about it, though, Coach.
Yeah, but, I mean, look, if it was
4th and
4th and
10,
2, I'd say yeah, but it's 4th and 15, 4th and 18, and you got, 46 seconds left. I mean, Desert Hills ran 2 plays. They went 80 yards. So,
yeah, you can't give them another score here. You're down 21-7, and definitely don't want because Desert Hills will get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, I'm kicking this thing away from the returner.
We'll see. Kick it a little bit to the left. Turnbow will let it bounce on the 20. It's downed by Ben Beckstrand right about the 21-yard line with 37 seconds on the Nets on Fire clock.
And there's a penalty on the near sideline again.
And we'll have an official timeout. And they'll chat about something.
There was the gunner and the DB were locked up in a battle, so there's either a foul there or it's a sideline warning because maybe the referee ran into somebody on the sideline. Those are the only 2 things that I can guess because I didn't see the infraction.
Appreciate Team D Auto Sales, our touchdown sponsor. We've had 4 of them tonight here in the first half. Team D won't be beat. Go see the local boys, Jason and Parker at Team D Auto, 488 East, St. George Boulevard, or teamdautosales.com.
And, of course, we're closing in on the Big Score dessert. We're pacing nicely for everybody to head over to Yogurtland after the game for the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. There is an injured player right on the Pineview bench. That's why the officials have taken the timeout. I watched Izzy Meredith. He got up, and he was limping. And then there was another player, I think a Panther player. They got all tangled up on that outside of that punt, and I don't think he ever got up. Panthers all taking a knee. I can't see through the training staff. Of course, appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine. They provide the trainers for Region 10 athletics for every single high school, keeping our athletes healthy on the field. And Coach Meyer, Coach Hosner, right in the middle of it.
We'll take the injury timeout. Or actually, no, it looks like they're coming back out on the field. It'll be interesting to see, Carl, how aggressive Coach Eggleston is here with 37 seconds left.
I got a Hearst Ace Hardware score update after Coach's thoughts. Go ahead, Carl.
I think it's going to see what they do on first down here, right? So if you see them hand the ball off, I'd say they're probably not in a hurry to get down the field. But if they take a shot here, depending on what they do on first down will depend on what they do the rest of the time with the clock, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Start the drive on their own 11-yard line.
So there was a penalty on Desert Hills, apparently. Is that why they walked it back?
Yes, yeah, okay. I believe so.
Probably holding.
From up in Cedar City, Crimson Cliffs leads 14-0 right now. Gunnar Orr has a touchdown pass for the Mustangs. And Easton Drew Bay has a touchdown in this one as well. Kona Crowell, I think he's a rising star in this region. Already 4 grabs for 53 yards. Mustangs leading at the half. I believe it went to the half, and they're about to start the third quarter here in just a bit. 14-0. And Dixie is pulling away from Hurricane. Kind of figured that might be the case in that one, as Hurricane's really nicked up. Carter Ashby's been injured at the quarterback position. And so, not surprising that Dixie has scored, I think, 28 unanswered points on the Tigers.
We'll go ahead and take that break. Let's take a 45-second break. We'll be back with more closing out the second quarter right after this.
Ideal Home and Paint. Ideal has all the top quality brands like PPG, Pratt & Lambert, and Cimarron floor epoxy coatings. Ideal has that. Check out their Paint Design Center, 4096 South River Road, or call 656-0801.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Welcome back. Live action at Pineview High School, our Ideal Home and Paint game of the week. Here we go. Noah pitches it nearly It does drop on the ground, and Noah jumps back on it. He threw it too hard at the running back, Carl.
He threw
Just 2
he
feet
threw
away.
it like my brother used to throw it at me, like it was the egg toss. It's like, hey, let's try to keep this egg not from breaking. Like, this is dangerous. Right on him.
Hits him in the helmet, and then credit Becker. He hits and disrupts that football, and luckily Fui was able to get back on it. And I think Desert Hills just wants to go to the half.
Now you just walk off the field.
Oh, my goodness.
You don't have to snap another ball.
Tide Moore is tough play. I mean, he's got a ball coming 100 miles an hour at him, and one of the Beckers coming 100 miles an hour at the same time. And
yeah.
Clock will expire. That's the first half, 21-7. Desert Hills with the lead.
Hold
and
on.
No, the White Hat's saying just 1 second. Timeout, Pineview. They want to make Desert Hills run another play inside their 5-yard line. 5 seconds on the clock.
I'd like to give a shout out to Big J that's sitting around listening to the radio. Big fans of Devin.
What's up, Jay?
Big J.
Thanks for nothing, Jay. It'll be second and long, and probably just kneel on it, right? As another Scott Gibson team at Intercap Lending timeout. Check out the Scott Gibson team. They don't mask their rates or fees. See how much the Scott Gibson team can save you today. Call or text 435-619-8080.
They are playing football at Dixie High School, but it's all Flyers. 43-6 the score now in that one. Hurricane, started the year with a couple wins, but just undermanned. A lot of injuries have stacked up on the Tigers. And then 14-0, we told you, Crimson leads Cedar. The Maple Mountains leading the Mustangs and Mountain Crest 9-0 right now. Ridgeline all over Box Elder 36-15, and Skyview losing to Bountiful 27-14. Those are some of your other scores from round 4A tonight.
And they will just take the snap, kneel on it, and exhaust the final few seconds in the first half. And now it's time to go into the Info West halftime show after this break. Before we do, Devin, impression of the first half, surprised by anything? What do you think Pineview has to do to get back into it?
Well, I think they got a little bit away from Keith Adams, but I liked it. The drive, they got away from him a little bit and started throwing the ball. Tyler Brown led him down the field on their scoring drive, but I think they still need to give a heavy dose to Keith Adams. It's only a 2-score game right now. They don't have to abandon the game plan at this point in time.
Pineview was down last week to Snow Canyon at about this amount, and they came roaring back and made a game of it. So, they'll make adjustments at halftime. Right now it's who can make the better adjustments. Pineview's got to figure out, okay, who the heck is the edge player? Who is contained? And we got to make sure we stay contained. And that's what's killing them right now defensively. And then Desert Hills, okay, all they got to do is execute at this moment. Defensively, you're playing pretty well. You're bending but not breaking too often. And then, it's just stay away from the dumb penalties and the turnovers.
Tyler Brown came in, went 4-6 for 65 yards. Was he the spark they need? It'll be interesting to see what they do at quarterback in the second half. But like I said, they got to slow down Tide Morris. 13 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown on the ground for the Thunder running back.
All right.
They got to clean it up quick.
We'll take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with the Info West halftime show. We'll have highlights, stats, and updates from around Region 10. 3-minute break. Back with that right after this.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Radio Dixie 91.3. Young the Giant, something to believe in.
John, what song do you want to hear?
Next, Miss Calindris. You'll be on the SWAT team, the advice SWAT team. It did a fantastic situation. I should talk to you. I was going to talk to you last time.
Welcome back. InfoWest halftime show. Appreciate the InfoWest people. They're the pioneers of the fastest internet in southern Utah. If you need local support with people you can trust, check out the InfoWest.com. InfoWest.com. They're the internet people. Sign up today. It is 21-7 here at Pineview High School. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson. Let's go through some first half Wilkinson stats, Devin. What do you see on the stat sheet? Stands out to you?
Well, I mean, really pretty good balance for Desert Hills. I like the balance. You look at the total number of plays offensively. Desert Hills snapped 30, Pineview 31, so time of possession really even. But 267 yards of offense for the Thunder, only 144 total yards in that first half for the Panthers. Fooey was 6 of 10. Pineview's quarterbacks combined went 7 of 15. Yards per pass, 13 for the Thunder, 13.6. So the passing game fairly even, but it was the run game at Desert Hills, surprisingly enough, that was on display. In this one, 189 on the ground to just 49 on the ground for Pineview. So, and Tyden Morris had 143 of that. Noah, again, 6 of 10, 78 yards, a touchdown. Tyden Morris, 13, 140, and a touchdown. That was 10.8 yards per carry. Fooey had the other rushing touchdown for the Thunder. And, the rushing yardage is the big discrepancy. And it's not like Keith Adams had a bad first half. He had 10 carries for 50 yards.
Well, the problem is the run discrepancies is what Pineview's been used to because they throw the ball all over the park. But they're a different team right now without the McKenzie twins. So they got to figure out how to get that balance of run and pass just to stay with. They don't have to match rushing yards to Desert Hills rushing yards, but they got to be able to stay with and use that run game for play action.
All right, let's take a peek at our first half highlights. Pictures brought to you by our friends at CEC TV. Here's Noah.
That's a great ball, 45 yards. Austin Turnbow beat him off the line, and then a nice throw right on the hands. Really nice pitch and catch. This is Tyden Morris. Carl's been talking about that outside containment and somebody missing the responsibility there, and Tyden Morris virtually untouched. Right there, it's 14-0. Now here's where Pineview started to get going when Tyler Brown came into the game.
Yeah, Brown finds Becker, who a couple times on this drive. This one over by the sideline. Becker always a load to bring down, and like Carl was alluding to earlier, taking on more responsibility, playing some offense for Pineview, who's down guys, and then Keith Adams gets his 18th score of the year. And then they go to Morris again, who can really hit the hole. And when he does, we saw it at Crimson Cliffs on that 88-yard run or whatever he had earlier on in the year. He's got that speed.
Yeah, that time they turned it in, but they had nobody filling the lane. See, this is That right there will drive a coach crazy when you're on the goal line. You got no edge player playing the edge, and to get beat inside. Yeah, that should not happen down there.
And I think that's probably a designed run, but I'm sure Fui has an option to throw there too if he needed it, because they went empty there. But I'm sure as soon as he saw that edge, he just took off.
Oh yeah, I mean it could have been a run pass option there for sure, but. As soon as you allow him, you want to force him back to the middle of the field. That's where all your help is. And if you jump inside, you're just giving them the pylon, So, yeah, they're going to have to clean some things up. They got to play a little bit more sound football on the defensive side just to get back into this game, And it's Desert Hill's ball to start the second half, so they could be down 3 scores if they don't clean it up.
Desert Hills forced 5 punts. Panthers defense forced Desert Hills into just 2 punts in that first half. I was trying to give you a couple other supplemental stats here in the team total. Third down conversions, 2 of 9 for Pineview. Just 2 of 9. That's got to improve if they're going to come back and win this game. In the flip side, Desert Hills stayed in front of the chain, so they only had to go 5 times for it on third down, and they got 2 of them. So they were 2 of 5, 40%, and they were 1 for 1 on fourth down.
Yeah, well, Pineview had an early drive going and then had to take a penalty, a big-time holding penalty. They really got them out of that drive, and they couldn't get that all back. So they got to stay out of those penalties. They got to stay ahead of the sticks.
Well, honestly, Desert Hills got hit hard in the penalty department too, but most of their yardage came on special teams.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as glaring as the one you just talked about. But in that first half, there was 7 penalties for 65 yards for the Thunder and only 2 for 20.
It was timely penalties, right? It's like when they come. But Desert Hills has also been able to answer with some big plays even after some of those penalties. Pineview has not been able to get back in front of the sticks on that. So,
well, and that's what we talked about in the keys to the game. It's like who can run the ball the best and get the big play.
Yeah.
And the combination of the run of Tyden Morris and the big play to Turnbow and the fourth down run by Fui when they needed it on fourth down from the goal line, those big plays have separated themselves.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for a really long time, guys. And if you can't play sound defense and you give up big chunks of yards consistently, okay, you're not going to win a lot of games in the playoffs. So they gotta shut the door on this right now.
Those stats brought to you by our friends at Wilkinson. Since 1946, Wilkinson's House of Lighting has been a fan of all Southern Utah sports, lights, fans, and fixtures. Contractors and homeowners, always welcome at Wilkinson's House of Lighting. You're listening to the Info West Halftime Show. We're going to get some Hearst Ace Hardware updates here for you. When we come back, we'll take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more Halftime Show right after this.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
Welcome back. InfoWest halftime show. Desert Hills with a 21-7 lead over Pineview. Desert Hills, the Region 10 champs, but trying to still improve, keep, whatever you want to say about their RPI rating. Pineview going to be kind of 7, 8, 9 range, Devin. But two other games going on in Region 10 right now. Here's some Hearst Ace Hardware updates.
Yeah, all Flyboys, they are blowing out the Hurricane Tigers 50-6 over there on senior night at Dixie High School. So, you know, Nolan Perry had this a 49-point advantage for the Flyers, and right now they're leading by 44. And then Crimson not running away from Cedar City up there, but they do lead 14-0 in that one. And for Crimson Cliffs, Gunnar Orr, 10 of 17, 133 yards, and a touchdown. Easton Drew Bay, 11 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Kona Crowell had 4 catches for 53 yards in the first half. Lunt was 3 of 6 for just 29 yards on that stingy defense. Ellis just 35 rushing on the ground. So defensive battle, but nice little, 14-point lead on the road to Cedar. Not necessarily comfortable, but you know, you go out and get 2 more quick scores in the second half, and Crimson can feel pretty good about where they're at going into the postseason.
You're listening to the InfoWest halftime show for the fastest internet in Southern Utah and a local support team you can trust. The internet people at InfoWest. Go to InfoWest.com to sign up today. Also appreciate Hearst Ace Hardware. Check out all the hot buys every month at Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, located in the heart of St. George and Cedar City, and open 7 days a week to serve you with a variety of products with prices that please. So, number one adjustment for Pineview, figure out a way to stop the run that's going on that side of the ball. What else? Offensively, they look pretty good, Devin, when they brought it in.
Well, they gave
up
a couple sacks. I think the offensive line play needs to improve.
Yeah.
If they're going to win this game, that big front, that's just a good offensive line that I don't think played as good as they're capable in that first half. So I'd say they need to improve in that area as well. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree with Devin. They have to clean things up front and, again, just be able to stop the run and force Desert Hills to be a little bit more one-dimensional, because right now they're pretty much doing whatever they want offensively.
And you're right, Coach Shaw, Coach Stott, they take a lot of pride in that O-line, and they moved Peter Falanico to the center, but I think it's more on the outside, on the tackles. It's more Calico and Moore. Those guys got to do a better job outside, I think, for Pineview to continue to have success. Again, they don't have to abandon the run. They can still get chunk plays with Keith Adams. He's averaging almost 6 yards a carry, so it's not like you have to abandon Keith Adams, but you definitely need those big guys to kind of lead that charge.
Yeah, no, I think you're gonna see a different half here. Pineview usually does really well of making adjustments at halftime. And then let's see what Desert Hills has differently for them, because they're keeping something in their back pocket for the second half here.
Well, yeah, they kind of ran the same similar play 4 or 5 times on the run, and then that quick swing pass, they ran that 3 or 4 times.
And that swing, like that flare, again, I like it better if your receivers are actually running patterns, because all you do when you set up the block is you just bring all the pressure to the swing,
yeah,
right?
You're stock blocking.
And he's just barely getting out of the tackle box when he's catching that ball. So if you can make it an option, then those guys have to sink and then give space to the flair.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll go back to Sawyer Woods or not. I mean, Tyler Brown, 4 out of 6, 65 yards in that first half. That was pretty good.
Couple of nice throws on the run as well.
But here's the thing too, like the offense changed because they got down. So like Sawyer, he had some
He's more of a
passing,
pocket passer. Yeah,
but it was more a run heavy, first quarter for him than it was when the backup came in.
Yeah, Tyler Brown, with the sack, though, ended up negative rushing yards, but at the same time, he did keep some plays alive and threw on the run.
He has to. You'll see him. He'll take his drop, and then if his first read's not there, starts to get a little bit of happy feet, and sometimes runs into those sacks.
Well, Sawyer Woods was great when Dominic and Marcus McKenzie were healthy, but with those guys out, Tyler Brown might be the better option.
Sure.
And will they keep using the Wildcat? It worked okay, but you could tell Desert Hill saw it on film last week and was ready for it.
It's super gimmicky, really. I think if you just stay with your offense and do what you're good at and what you've been practicing all year, I think you're going to be in good shape. Again, a lot of this has to do with just not getting stops defensively. They got to get some stops and get off the field on third down.
That's the thing that's been really surprising is this Pineview defense has been gashed a little bit. I mean, you look at the 43 points they gave up last week, or 44 in losing in overtime, and you go back down their schedule, and it's like this defense has been, under-delivering for them a lot of the season, and they've got to play better on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, Crimson scored 28 on them 2 weeks ago, 44 by Snow Canyon last week, 21 in the first half here. Dixie winning that. And that's when the whole season changed, is when you go back to September 10th, when Pineview lost 31-28 to Dixie. Sometimes that could be a bounce-back reaction, and you learn a lot through a loss. But since that game, they just have only won one game, and that was when they went up and beat Cedar City.
You lose the game. You lose both McKenzie's. Shortly thereafter, Ryan Jordan leaves the pro. I mean, they've just had a tough season personnel-wise.
Yep.
And
yet, that said, they're still in this game.
But remember, in years past, when they are clicking on offense, they're okay to give up 30, 40 points a game because they're scoring 50.
And they're scoring so quick, their defense doesn't get a lot of a break.
Exactly, but right now, that is not their team. They've to adjust.
They've changed to more of a running mentality.
They have to adjust to it, which I think they are.
Here's Kogan with the little pooch kick up high. It'll be fair caught at the 21-yard line. And then down.
He didn't know, should I fair catch this? Should I do?
Just to be safe. That's Drew Edwards. Or no, excuse me, that is Carter Entz.
It was a good catch, at least with this
guy. Looked like he was swatting a fly. That's how quick that was, right? And then took a knee just for good measure.
So they're going to spot it where he needed it.
Yeah.
Should have run it. Should have ran that back. He had 15 yards in front of him.
Yeah, but those guys aren't used to bringing it back.
Come on, special teams coach.
They don't get a lot of They don't get a lot of catches and runs back there.
From the 21, Noah handoff up the middle to Titan. He's hit hard by Utonu.
There you go. That's a good start to this half on the first down play. Is limited them to 3 yards there.
Yeah, and Nalu, we haven't called his name enough. I mean, he's a guy that needs to be all over Titan Morris in the second half.
2nd and 6. Flip outside to Morris. Good blocking on the edge by Turnbow, and Morris has a seam, breaks through it, gets the first down, and into Pineview territory.
That really good blocking by the right side of the D Hills offensive line.
Well, it looked like Pineview wasn't quite ready yet and lined up. They got out there late.
Man, Eric Olson once again just cleans his guy up.
Yep.
For Titan.
And you got receivers, Taven Morrison, fighting, blocking deep downfield. That's what it takes.
1st and 10, looking to throw, seam, Turnbow caught. He's going to the sideline. Got to break one tackle. He does. Touchdown, Thunder.
Flag down, though.
Right at the line of scrimmage on the far side. Turnbow's like, again?
Beautiful throw. Just right in between the soft spot and the coverage by Fui. Somebody lined up improperly. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. What is this call, Coach?
They had enough guys on because they had a tight end in the game, and he was attached, so he was on. And then they had the outside receiver was on the far side where the ball was thrown. So they had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Well, the officials are staying down at the 20, but all the players are walking back to the line of scrimmage at the 44.
This would be interesting. I have no idea what this could be.
He's looking in his black book.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is a legal man downfield because it's an RPO, and he got down. But that was quick. I mean,
yeah, he got it out.
Got rid of it.
There's no way he's past 3 to 4 yards there.
Let's see if we can
hear. See what the. Illegal touching.
Illegal touching? The quarterback touched it, and the quarterback threw it to a wide receiver. Where's the illegal touch?
The only illegal touch would mean is if he was covered. Yep, he's covered up. See, they're both on the line of scrimmage, and that's why. So because the outside receiver's covering him up, he's got to be back. Or Turnbow's got to be back.
Second and 15, Noah launches it.
How about that throw?
Beautiful catch right into the paws of Olsen. They're saying he's out of bounds, incomplete. And what? Maybe the best ball of the night, Carl.
Yeah, that was dropped in there beautifully.
Now this is where only Olsen can go get it. 6'6".
Yeah, he's out of bounds.
That right foot was close.
God, these receivers don't have to stack and allow the room to the outside for the quarterback to drop it into. They can't just keep running wide.
Third and long, Olsen out of the game. They're going deep again to that left side at the sticks. Overshoots him, incomplete, intended outside for Mortensen.
You know what I can't understand in this offense for Desert Hills is I would wear out Lincoln Holmes' hands if I was a quarterback. He barely gets a target every week.
He's a playmaker.
He'll show up, but he'll show up like with 1 or 2 targets, maybe, But that kid he's a freak athlete. They need to use him more, especially in like maybe the jet sweep game and in the run game a little bit.
Another penalty there. And they'll decline it, and it'll be 4th down from midfield. That drive looked promising, didn't it? But at the end of the day, Pineview's defense is mission accomplished, right? I mean, they burned a little clock, but Pineview needed a stop on this opening drive of the second half, and they've got it.
Williams back deep, Polo. Good snap. Boots it high. It will bounce at the 15. Inside the 5. Good effort. And can they keep it out? No, they can't.
He's laying in the end zone when he touched. I think the first save was good, but I think then when he touched it, he was laying on the goal line. And that means
it doesn't matter, though. It's wherever the ball is. So the ball had to have touched the goal line in high school.
It looked to me like the ball did just barely, the nose of it did get into the
This one's
end
good
zone.
Here. They should have just kind of let it breathe.
Let it chill out.
Just let it chill.
And he touches it.
Yeah, but watch how he brings it right there. It touches the goal line.
Yeah.
So the ball.
Right at the very end, just barely.
Oh,
Wilkins should have just left it alone. Jake should have just let that ball sit at the 1.5-yard line. And that's a 19-yard mistake, 19.5-yard mistake.
1st and 10, they'll put Becker in motion, fake the handoff behind him. Woods throwing it deep to
got him. No, interception.
Great recovery defense by Mortensen, who the ball was up there forever, and he pulls it down with an interception because Moulton looked like he was open.
If he throws that and stays outside away from the safety, I don't think Taven can get over there, but because Sawyer Woods throws it high more to the middle of the field, Mortensen times it, and he high points this. That's Mortensen's 5th Oski of the season. Look at him high point it right here in front of Moten. But if Moten can keep down the sideline a little more.
He has to put some air under that ball and get it to him.
1st and 10.
See, that's
ball
a backwards
goes outside
pass there.
To Tyden. Nice defense on that right side.
Yep.
Stops him short. The big fella. Taloa.
That is a huge turn of events for Pineview to get the stop and then boom, first play interception. That's a backbreaker. That's a big hit there. Nice job coming up, filling.
2nd and 10. Noah just turns around, gives it to Tyden, who's hit once again right at the line of scrimmage.
Guess what Pineview spent all halftime doing?
Adjusting the defense.
That's right.
And it's worked there.
Yep.
They're stopping Tyden Moores. You got to make somebody other than Tyden Moores beat you.
Well, they got beat on this. This is just it's power. They're just going to kick him out, run underneath, but they're now filling that gap. Before they weren't filling it.
I almost feel like if Morris would have jump cut that back more towards the center and the right side, he would have had a little bit of room. But then you get in trouble because coach is like, why didn't you hit the hole, young man?
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that a couple times.
3rd and 10.
Devin was a freelancer.
I'd run
Twins to either side. They're going to motion Turnbow. Noah looking to the left. Good coverage downfield. He'll pull it down and run. Flag comes out. He'll run for the first down, but likely coming back.
Yeah, a lot of flags tonight, huh, for the end of the regular season?
Yeah, they're like looking to throw flags tonight.
Well, the battle in the trenches. Anybody?
Yeah, if it doesn't affect the play, though, but as much time as he had to throw the ball, it's probably holding.
Yeah. The officials smiling about it.
Yeah, I don't know why Stainer's smiling. That doesn't ever look good when you're an official and you smile after
yet another
penalty.
Maybe he heard the best excuse he's ever had on a holding call. You never know. You never know.
Something was funny.
Hey, I don't mind officials smiling. That's a thankless job. Let them smile.
They're
Let them
not
have some
supposed to
fun.
have any fun.
They are too.
He was probably smiling because he probably has to teach my daughter in PE again. So probably like, I got that Frankie girl I have to teach again. He does a good job. He goes around to the elementary schools and teaches PE. And so he's a good dude.
9:04 on the Nets on Fire clock.
3rd and a mile here.
Noah almost trips.
He can run if he
himself
wants.
And will run and get tackled from behind after a little gain by Tono.
Tono, nice job. He's probably mirroring a middle backer, mirroring the quarterback. That's his job.
Spy.
Yep, spied him the whole way. And he gave him, when you got, 3rd and 30.
Yeah, there's no plays for 3rd and 30. Oh, hey-oh.
Luckily, Noah just kind of slipped and didn't, roll an ankle there.
And it was smart of him. He put his open hand down, not the ball.
Polu will come back out and kick it deep to Turner Williams.
Cyrus Polu, or is that Ray Guy back there?
Seriously.
This would be a really ideal spot for Turner the Burner to take one to the house for the Barnyard Boogie.
He needs to, again, they have him rolling out right. See where he is on the hash. I would just kick it up the other hash. I don't even, why bother? This to me is scary if you're a special teams guy because you're giving them the entire field to run to. And you only got 3 guys rushing down the field. That's another penalty on Desert Hills.
Yeah, delay a game that time.
Keep this thing to the short side of the field away from the returner, and it's safe.
Polu standing on his own 21-yard line.
Sam Stevens was a couple feet out on the field barking instructions to the special teams.
Kicks it away from Williams. He kind of kicks it to Williams, and Williams catches it in the air. He makes a move and tries to get to the corner and hit down another flag in the middle of the field.
That was smart by Turner Williams to come up and take that on the run.
I love an aggressive punt returner.
Yeah.
Go get it, yeah.
Well, again, you're punting it low and to a guy where you only have 3 guys. Just punt it away from him. I don't understand it.
Well, he's a freshman kicker that's not really a kicker. He's just got a good
Well,
leg.
he's punting to where he's being told to punt to because based off of the alignment of their their coverage team.
Block in the back goes against the Panthers.
Yeah, that's we've seen a lot of special teams penalties in this game. Almost every punt or kick return is
trying to. It's almost like the NFL. Like you get a flag almost every time because someone's trying to make a play or an extra block. It's right there.
Yeah, that's obvious.
And you're just trying to make a play, but in special teams, that's you think no one's watching because there's all these people running around, but always somebody watching.
Under center is Woods. Hands it off to Adams. And gets about his average tonight, which is 5 yards a carry.
Well, and I like this confidence from Coach Osner and Coach Croton to go back to Sawyer Woods. You don't want your quarterback going in the playoffs second guessing, am I going to get benched or pulled? Like, you throw a pick, you took your shot, you didn't get it. Let him go out there and make another play.
Yeah, they're set up here for another run.
Same formation. Turns around, hands it to Adams again.
That's a cutback. That was a nice one.
Gets to the outside, inside the 30-yard line. Beautiful cutback from Adams.
Somebody got second level and got just enough of Mortensen to where he couldn't keep outside contain on that side.
And Morty's not going to Morty is not going to outrun him. He's too fast for Morty.
Wilkins kind of peeked in, and that was a nice setup job by Adams, and that was Ashton Stevenson.
Somebody was
not Mortensen.
Somebody was too aggressive on the backside and didn't keep C-gap contained.
And they'll run it again. He'll cut it the other way again and leap forward for a big gain.
It was Stevens on that previous play. They're running that right side, though, aren't they? They find a little something on that right side.
And he's cutting back there because the play is the cross. It's a little like split zone look out of the pistol.
Maybe got a hold.
Yeah,
with a hold there.
We can call hold every play, trust me.
2nd and 3, gives it to Adams, who's got the first down and more inside the 5-yard line, rumbling inside, and he'll cross the goal line. Touchdown, Keith Adams.
Team D touchdown, and that is a man's run right there. That's why he'll be playing next level football. He just keeps pumping. He's dragging 3. That momentum was completely stopped, Coach.
Yeah, well, and then what do you – I didn't get to see it because of the window here in the wall, but did his momentum stop long enough to blow a whistle? No.
I
think that was good.
No, he kept moving. He kept
that was good.
The feet.
Nice run.
Whole new ball game. There's Dom and Marcus McKenzie over there to give
That was
some
just
love.
a Herschel Walker drive. Just give it to the same guy 6 times on the same play, and he'll carry you to pay dirt. Kick is up and good. 21-14. Desert Hills with the lead. 6:46 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more right here on ESPN Radio.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
And we get another look for our TV audience at the Keith Adams run, and he's just a man-child there. Tough run for 6 and makes it a 1-possession game here in the 3rd quarter. Ideal Home and Paint game of the night. Pineview versus Desert Hills here at Panther Field. Devin Dixon, Carl Frankie, Andy Thompson as Kogan claps his hands, gets the kickoff team ready to go. He'll kick it away. Polu and 4 deep for Desert Hills.
It's going to be another pop-up kick, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it will be short, caught by an up man who has been told, fair catch it. We don't want.
I hate that.
We just want the fast guys returning it, not you guys.
That's Ashton
Don't
Stevens. He's
screw
your
this
quarterback. He's not slow.
Hey.
Run the ball.
Coach could have told me to fair catch it, and I would probably have. I forgot, Coach. I had amnesia there. I didn't fair catch it, and I'm running that sucker back.
You're going to fair catch it your own 18-yard line when you got 10, 12 yards in front of you? I don't get it. Explain it to me, Coach.
I can't explain that to you. Let them be athletes. Let them make a play. That ball's deep
they're
enough.
They're going to fumble. They shouldn't be on the field.
But the whole point is the guy behind you was standing right behind you. He could have caught the ball. He's got to call him off and catch the ball.
Yeah, let your returner do it.
Flinging out to Tide Morris. This has been their bread and butter play. Good blocks once again down the field. Lowers his shoulder against Tanner Fordham for a couple extra yards.
That's the best it's worked since the first time they ran it early in the first half. That time they got 11. It moves the chains. Fabulous Freddy's first down.
And we see out once again.
Is that Olsen out there blocking? They like to run up behind Olsen.
On Becker. That's a great physical matchup. Snap, give. Tide Morris got a lane, and he's past the 40 again. He's had a couple of those where he just burst through
21.
For a huge gain.
He's closing in on 200, fellas.
Goodness gracious. Both teams came into this game kind of with the strategy. We want to be physical. We want to run the ball a lot. And Desert Hills has executed beautifully. Pitch outside to Ford, who's got blockers. Nice job by Becker fighting off the block from Turnbow. And he and Taloa bring down Ford.
The 2 middle linebackers for me for Pineview need to be wider. They're too far inside where they can't help fill the lane when it's being forced back in. They have to play wider. They're playing over the guards. Maybe an A-gap. I think they need to get wider. They got to be over. They got to get in B gap so they can get to the outside.
2nd and 5 handoff once again to Morris. He goes through again on that left side, and he's got space and blockers. Eric Olson knocks his guy over, and Morris waltzes into the end zone for another touchdown.
49 yards. He had 166 on the ground. He is up over 200 yards and a couple scores. And that was a great answer by the Desert Hills run game. It was just a ground and pound, just big run after big run. That was a 4-play drive? 3-play drive.
Bundy pulling, and you'll see Eric Olson here just knock his guy backwards. And Tyden does the rest.
It looked like Broden Cox for Desert Hills, too, with a really key block on that play.
27-14, PAT pending. Low snap, kick is up, and good. Desert Hills 28, Pineview 14 on your We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. We'll take the break, back with more third quarter action right after this.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
Here we go, 5:20 left in the third quarter. Desert Hills 28, Pineview 14. Low line drive kick picked up inside the 5-yard line by Moat. He goes left and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
Pineview's got to answer now. I mean, their defense is having a tough time. I mean, they're thin on cornerbacks defensively. Byron Colson got hurt earlier. I understand it's a shoulder injury. He's not going to return. Jacob Sorensen was already out going into this game, so they've got 2 backup cornerbacks in, and that's part of the containment problem right there, Coach.
Yeah, but they're running off tackle too. So again, I think the linebackers are getting caught up in the wash. They're too tight, and they're too far in the middle of the field. They got to widen themselves out.
Hand off to Adams again. He's gotten the ball several times here in a row for Pineview.
Desert Hills has not run a single inside zone play all night. You don't need to play that tight. You can widen out and just protect B gap outside. Just fill the lane.
Flag on the ground.
Before that run, Keith Adams, 14 carries, 105, 2 touchdowns. But it's been Tyden Morris with over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hey, I finally nailed the key to the game, guys.
You did nail it.
What'd you say?
I was going to give you that credit.
Running's important?
I said whoever could run the ball more effectively tonight. And I picked both the running backs as our Sport Clip Star Watch. Give me some credit,
I thought he was going to pull like a Booger McFarland where it's like whoever scores the most points tonight wins. Like that's how terrible he is sometimes. It's like, yeah, Mr. Obvious.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
Well, he's not on Monday night anymore.
God, getting paid millions to sit in a lounge chair. And
I know, I want that job.
You know what I used to love is when the Goose used to do it down in the end zone. He used to have that little
Saragusa, Tony Saragusa.
Yeah. He was funny though. Like he knew the game really well, but he was super fun.
And what was the call?
Unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, on Desert Hills.
Yeah, the ball wasn't even. It was between. They haven't even snapped anything yet.
Well, it's clear back to that run. Somebody fall on the pile late. And
oh my gosh!
Wow, was that the call? Or was
something
they said something?
I think it was something said.
Somebody's John down there.
Yeah, somebody said something.
Pineview Woods in the game at QB under center. Single back is
counter
Adams.
Beautiful jump cut.
Couple yards.
He's got great quick feet, and he's really low center of gravity, and he's got great vision.
He's built like a running back.
Yeah, no, he's the real deal. And if you can get him loose like they have a few times, he's trouble because he's a monster. He reminds me a lot of Pano Tia they used to play here, but he's just a little bit quicker in his cuts.
Yep.
Second and 7.
Here's
Play
that
action rollout.
See,
he's
he didn't
pressured.
need to roll out there.
And he's still looking downfield, and then he'll pull it down and run for a yard and get drilled out of bounds.
When you make that fake, you just stay in the pocket and climb the pocket. If you continue outside, the guy's standing. He's already up the field. Just step up in the pocket and then relax and find your guy and throw the ball. He's getting too happy getting out of there.
Polu just missed the sack. I mean, Cyrus Polu.
And that's a ding on him. He's got to stay outside and not let that quarterback get outside him.
Yeah, even if he has to give a little ground, he charged him hard.
3rd and 6. Key play here for Pineview. Left end flinches but doesn't cross.
Nope.
And a new signal coming in from Coach Croton.
Something.
Here's Woods. 4-man front for Desert Hills. Turns around, fakes the handoff to Adams. Looking down the field. Pulls it down. He's pressured. Flag comes, and he'll be drilled.
Probably holding there on somebody.
And he had Moten early again, but the safety picked him up and trailed him. I think if he lets that fly, but I don't think he saw him. I think he was looking on that crossing route to the left.
It looks like to me he's already predetermining who he's going to. He's got to really just keep a blank mind, just read the defense. Try not to look at your players, look at the defense and throw off of that.
Christian Boley got the sack, but if they accept the penalty, they'll take it away from him. That would be his 5th sack of the season. So they'll accept it.
Yeah, I like that. It's 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. It's 3rd and 20, and go pick this up. That's what they're saying. They want to get a punt, get the ball back.
4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Desert Hills leading 28-14 over Pineview.
Very rare, guys, that we see Coach Barry run a 3-4, but this is kind of a prevent. That's why.
This is their prevent package right here.
It's about the only time we'll ever see Coach Barry run a 3-4.
Yeah.
3rd and a mile. Here we go. Woods fakes the handoff, looking down the field, throws it to Williams, who makes the catch. He's right near the line to gain. What a throw.
I think he got it, too. He needed the 38, and I think he got the 38.
Yeah, he got it.
I don't like the prevent. I've never liked it.
Well, the thing is the safeties in this play, you're not going to see it on this replay, but the safeties were already at the sticks, and they're bailing. Just stay at the sticks. Keep everything there. That's where they're trying to throw the ball.
Wow, great throw and
catch. What a fabulous Freddy's first down. Pineview needed that.
Big time.
And off to Adams. Kicks it outside again a little bit.
No, that is not
another flag.
That's going to be a late push by Peter.
I don't like
Elenico, and it was not a bad play.
It's just a little bit of continuation. They're fighting.
This is ticky-tacky to me against, let them play a little bit. It's not egregious.
Unfortunately, maybe the whistle blown, and he looks up and sees it, and that's his job, and feels like it's excessive. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. It was just a little two-hand shove. It didn't plan him or anything.
And this is the physical matchup we've been looking forward to with Falanico on one side, Bundy, Tangren on the other side. And it was bound to get physical. We'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, it's barely
what
a
happens.
touch. It's barely a shove. He just falls down.
He sells it. Smart by Tangren. Go ahead and take it.
2nd and long now for Woods. Twins to either side. Straight drop back, looking down the field, throws to Williams. Same play they ran last 3rd down, this time incomplete, well covered by Desert Hills.
Yeah, Turnbow probably get credit for a pass breakup there. I think he deflected it away.
Yeah, he doesn't turn the receiver or anything. It looks like he's coming over the top, but he was there. Yeah.
Woods looks off of Williams, though. I think he's got Becker open. I think he's, like you said earlier, Coach, he's locking in on his intended receiver.
He is predetermining.
He's making it a little easier on the DBs than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and long for Woods.
Desert Hills dropping 8.
From the Desert Hills 48-yard line.
Safety's got to keep their heels at the sticks.
Woods throwing it deep to Williams, who leaps up, almost makes a spectacular catch. They wave it off.
He's shaken up. I think his breath got knocked out.
Oh, my goodness.
He has a great out route, trying to get them in a position where they can go for it on 4th down, and it would have been, what, 4th and 5?
4th and 2, 4th and 3, actually, yeah.
And he is standing up now.
He's
but
tough. He's going to be okay. I think the wind knocked out of him. That's my guess.
He went up for that one. Got a foot in. I got to see when he lost the ball here. Nice delivered ball. Goes up.
Yeah, he never got a foot, and then never got the catch either.
I thought he got his foot in and never did.
I think he just hurt his back a little bit. It probably his air knocked out of him a little bit.
Good effort, though. You love that. I mean.
Yep. It's great effort play.
You don't like punting the football, though, when you're down 28-14 late in the third quarter, but that's what they're going to have to do. And this defense is going to need to come up big again. There's still plenty of time, guys. We're still third quarter.
Another penalty killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one was, what did he push him late? Yes. Was it excessive? No. Tanger sell it a little bit.
Kogan. Mile high kick. Bounces around the 15 and down at about the 14-13.
I haven't seen Turnbow catch one yet, have you? I don't know why he doesn't just come up and catch that.
Yeah, rarely goes and catches it in the air. Saw him pick one up off the ground, but always lets it bounce.
It's an art. Punt return is one of the toughest jobs in the game.
I would say the second toughest thing to do besides playing quarterback in the NFL is probably catching punts.
Yeah, especially in some of those windy, cold venues in December.
From his own 14-yard line, Noah gives it to Titan, who's probably scheduled to get about 40 carries this series for Desert Hill.
They need to keep him clean, though. They're going to need him.
That was his 18th carry of the night, and he picks up 6. He's at 220 yards rushing.
See how the backer kind of overplays it to the outside, and so he's not filling inside out.
Good bounce out by Titan. He's got space. He's down the sideline. If he beats Becker, he's got a touchdown. He's outracing both Beckers. Gets tripped up.
Becker with the shoestring.
Inside the 10.
What? All heart there, number 7. All heart.
Becker just got a shoelace, AT.
I mean, Morris has got to be going for some kind of record tonight with how many yards he's putting up here.
He might get 1,000 yards in the regular season. He was at 796. He's now eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark with that run right there on the season.
I'd like to get a little replay back again after.
Yeah, if we can see that again after this one.
After this one, yeah.
Ian Becker with the touchdown-saving tackle. Here we go. Let's see if they give it to Titan.
Ian was just laying on the sideline. Now he's put back in there.
Inside the 10. They'll flip it out to him. Student body left. Cuts back. Runs over a Panther. Touchdown, Titan Morris. It's his night.
7-yard touchdown. TD. Team D touchdown. That's a hat trick. Throw your hat on the ice, Andy.
And he talks a little bit. Good sportsmanship there with Becker.
I think Becker is the one that met him in the hole.
Yeah.
It's him and Becker the whole night here. Yeah, it's him.
Man, that's like Bo Jackson and Bosworth back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. What a game.
Both great kids, great competitors, great players.
And here comes the Simply Wisdom Teeth kick, up and good for Desert Hills. They extend the lead 35-14 now. Check out the 600 5-star reviews for Dr. Hendrickson at simplywisdomteeth.com. We'll take the break. Back with more right after this on ESPN Radio.
Julia, are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
35-14, Desert Hills leads Tide Morris with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. And the getting around the edges have been open all night for number 12 for Desert Hills. Low kick bounces and out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a mistake. It's been, especially seems to have been a little bit of an adventure tonight, huh, guys?
Yeah.
With the penalties and some of the,
There's no.
do I catch it on the fly? Do I catch it on
Here's
a bounce?
the replay of that run.
Yeah, again, see how the corners run off and there's nobody there.
Yeah, and they're missing 2 starting corners. Colson got injured. Hope he's okay. I think they might have been taking him for X-rays on the shoulder or something. And again, Jacob Sorensen not in the game tonight. But didn't dress. He's nursing a back or spine injury, I'm told. So they're just a little short-handed, and it's shown. And Tyden Morris is running roughshod over this Panther defense. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, Andy. 300 yards on 20 carries. Desert Hills 394 rushing yards as a team already, and we still got, minute 41 in the third to go, plus the whole fourth quarter.
Here we go, Woods. They'll have some urgency for the rest of the game offensively. He'll throw it forward. Dangerous pass to Keith Adams.
Not only is that a dangerous because it might get picked, but that's dangerous for Keith Adams.
Yeah. Throwing him right into the defender. And that's Wilkins out there. And puts his head down to protect himself. That could have been ugly. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Woods this time throws the hitch. Almost interception. Great break on the ball there by Cy Nunley.
Cy Nunley.
Yeah, he's a little upset. He knew he should have probably gotten that one.
That's where he gets his picks. It's on plays just like that.
Always right out there on the hash on that hook curl zone area.
He's got 4 of them on plays similar. And he was really close right there.
Really close. That's why he plays linebacker, not receiver, though.
Yeah, but he's shown he's got hands.
He's got hands like his dad.
3rd and 10. Here's Woods. Stepping back, throwing over the middle long. Incomplete, little grabby, and they'll throw the flag.
He just threw his rotator cuff out. He threw that flag 42 yards, I think.
Got lead in that
He's
flag.
got like marbles on the end of that thing.
They've been busy.
He switched flags out on that one.
Did he? Is it?
I don't know. I didn't see anything. It might have been the guy that was
little hand grabbing going on, maybe?
Carrying him up the field to the safety, but
it seemed to me like the ball was overshot anyway, but we'll see.
I don't even think they do that in high school, do they?
Take a look.
Uncatchables.
Woods has a clean pocket, has time. Just a deep post route. Safety's over the top.
Oh, that's ticky.
I think an assist to the Pineview bench on that PI call.
1st and 10. Here we go. Woods looking to throw again. Pressure, big hit. Bundy swallows him up for the sack and celebration for number 65.
Did he do a little tie-down roping celebration there?
He did that like that Noah Sewell, like drag your hand up on the turf and come up with it. I've been watching.
What was it's good sack. Give him all the credit in the world.
Good form on the sack. Well, let's see the form on the celebration. He goes down with the right hand.
Yeah, that's the old Noah Sewell.
Okay, I like it. I see you, Big Dawson.
Yeah, he's playing well tonight.
He has been.
48 seconds and counting down here in the 3rd quarter. From under center, they'll give it to Adams. Ooh, nice little spin. 1st down. Or no, sorry. Short of the 1st down, but he's keep going.
He's not down yet.
Incredible.
They're trying to strip the ball out.
And they'll put him about a yard short.
We'll see if they get a playoff before the quarter ends here. About 20 seconds left.
He does a little spin in traffic here.
Well, Tangren shot the gap a lot of guys are trying to go with like a speed rush almost. Yeah. That's what opened up the middle. Turnbow finally just.
3rd and short. They will run one more play, and they'll give it to Upback Adams. And he looks to be spotted for a 1st down. Fabulous Freddy's 1st down to be exact. And
I haven't
that's
seen
the
that.
end of the 3rd quarter.
That's like a play Croton's had from like 30 years that he hasn't used, that he's like, hey, let's use this.
He got 2 yards.
I've never seen that.
I know.
I mean, how confident do you have to be to call a play like that? You've probably run in practice twice in a situation like that. We'll take the break. Back with the 4th quarter right after this.
now is the time to improve and get ready for the upcoming basketball season. And the best facility with brand new floors and top-notch training is at Nets on Fire inside the Be More Complex. Get small group training with elite coaches. It's time to improve your game. Just visit netsonfire.org.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Welcome back, Pineview Field, Panther Field. Senior night, Pineview trails 35-14 here as we start the fourth quarter. You're listening and watching the Ideal Home and Paint game of the night here in Southern Utah. We'll give you some updates on the other games as Woods throws a corner out to Moten. Jump ball knocked down.
That is a dangerous throw across the entire field with all that space. And it wasn't like he had huge, space there to throw.
Taven Mortensen almost had a second pick of the night. I mean, he has a beat on this.
Yeah,
I think he has a better shot to catch this than Moten, doesn't he?
Yeah, Moten plays a little defense there for sure.
Jump ball situation.
Are you surprised that we haven't seen Tyler Brown back into the game? I kind of am after that drive that he led for a touchdown.
He went 4-6 for almost 50 yards in the first half, but I haven't seen him since.
Handoff goes to Adams again.
I think ultimately,
when you're handing the ball off, it doesn't really matter too much, right? I mean,
yeah, I think ultimately this is who they want, Sawyer Woods, and they're trying to get his confidence back up.
More important games to follow, right?
Yeah, I think this is.
Well, that's the thing. When he threw the interception on the opening drive of the half for Pineview's offense, I liked sticking with him there because you don't want to shatter his confidence.
Yeah.
Handoff once again to Adams. He'll try to bounce it on the outside, breaks a tackle, runs over a Thunder player.
Get floored. And the running back, Keith Adams, delivers that get floored big hit.
Get Floored Construction has homes for sale and specializes in remodeling your existing home. Call Christian Jensen with Get Floored today or visit getflooredsouthernutah.com.
Yeah, Peyton Holmes jumped inside there and didn't keep contained. There's another flag.
Here we go, Adams. Another physical run, but we'll see what the call is. Back by the line of scrimmage.
Penalty. There's been 16 penalties thrown so far in this game. 11 on the Thunder, 5 on Pineview. This is number 17. They've been busy tonight. Chippy, crosstown rival, end of the regular season. Both teams trying to take momentum into the postseason. Desert Hills, realistically, they don't know, but they could be playing for a bye, right? I don't think they slip out of 3.
No.
But if they lose this game, they could have.
If they lost this game, they could have. But I don't think that I think they'll stay at 3 or better.
Pineview's really playing for a 4 through 8 seed with a win. A lose, they could have to go on the road as a 9 seed, maybe just over to Snow Canyon. That's possible.
Yeah.
Appreciate We Win Injury Law, our scoreboard sponsor. We Win Injury Law wins for you, period. If you've been injured in an accident, they'll fight for you and win for you, period. Visit 435wewin.com.
You're right. I mean, going back to your comment, Andy, Tyler Brown in the first half came in. Was it 2 drives or 1?
I think 2.
2 drives, but the second drive is when he, really marched him down the field and they got the touchdown to Keith Adams. He was 4 out of 6 in the game for 65 yards. You look at Woods in this game, and Sawyer's 4 of 13, 53 yards and a pick. But I agree with Carl. I think Sawyer's the guy moving forward that they want to run the show. You go back to a couple weeks ago in the Crips game, they played the 1st and 3rd Woods, 2nd and 4th Brown.
Yeah.
They're really trying to find that guy.
Here's Woods again. Play action, rolls out to the right, looking down the field, throws it, caught by Moten. Somehow, because Mortensen was all over him, got knocked off, and then the ball went right into the chest of Moten.
Well, Tyler Brown was at tailback there. If I was Desert Hills, I know that's pass all the way.
Now we got 2nd and 10. They're back to the original line of scrimmage. 10-13 left here in the fourth quarter. Woods takes a snap, looking right. Quick throw outside to Becker. Caught on the hitch. Turns upfield and will fight for extra yardage. And a couple yards short of the first down.
Yeah, I mean, and you're down to you got to score as quick as you can, and you might even be down to an early onside kick. But maybe not quite yet if you get a quick score.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you're down 35-14. You're in the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. You want to score as quick as you possibly can here if you're Pineview. Down by 21.
Twins to either side into the game for Pineview is Kyson Milne, the sophomore. Woods looking right all the way. Backside blitz, doesn't see it from the blind side. Takes him down. That's Jake Wilkins.
Yeah, outside backer came and...
The only thing I would have loved to have seen Jake Wilkins do is like
strip.
Yeah, you got to come across the ball there. Because he doesn't see you at all. That ball's going to come out. He's got to rake down on it.
Yeah, that could have been lights out if he forced
it. He rakes down on that. The other defender was right there. He probably would have scooped and scored right there.
Yeah, I agree.
4th down. Looks like they'll bring in Kogan for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, trying to make it 18 here.
About a 46-yard field goal.
Yeah, he's got plenty of leg to make this. Again, I watching on social media a post earlier, he was hitting 67-yarders this week leading up to this game.
Here's the spot kick, actually like a 43-yard field goal.
Perfect.
Up, plenty of room.
That was good.
What a
50.
leg by Kogan.
That was
up
good
and
from,
good.
That was good from 55, I bet.
Simply Wisdom Teeth field goal cuts it to a 35-17 game with 8:21 left in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break. Back with the rest of the fourth right after this.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
The real estate market in Southern Utah is booming. Before you sell, talk to a Red Rock real estate agent to see what your home is worth. You may be surprised. If you're looking to buy a home, check out all their listings at redrockrealestate.com. Voted the best real estate company in Southern Utah 2 years in a row. Red Rock Real Estate.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. Ideal Home and Paint game of the night here in Southern Utah. It's Wednesday Night Lights, the last regular season games of the year before the playoffs. The RPI standings will be released on Saturday morning by the UHSAA. And 35-17. Now you got a field goal, and we'll see if Pineview kicks it deep and tries to play some defense, or if they go for the onside kick, or what they want to do.
Field goal is interesting there.
Yeah.
Just because you're still down to 3 possessions.
Right.
Like I don't.
Right.
That's what I said. It makes it 18. The scorecard there doesn't make sense.
No,
it doesn't add up.
Still.
But you need points when you can get it, and the sack backed you up to 4th and long.
Okay. And they will kick an onside kick, and they kind of fooled them a little bit.
Just run that bump.
Rolled them into.
I have no idea who has the ball.
Flag.
There's flag number 2.
It looked like Kogan got it. I don't know where he picked it up. I liked what they did there.
Yeah, they run that little bunt. That's why they line up the way they line up every time.
Who recovered the ball in that mess?
No one pointed. I haven't seen.
Yeah, nobody signaled who recovered the football.
An official hasn't signaled yet.
One thing's for sure, a flag did fly.
We have confirmation. Flag is on the field. Maybe we can look at that again to see. When they don't signal, usually that means the kick return team covers it, right?
Okay, it's got to go 10.
Can't be touched.
Before it's touched. I think they,
It bounces off 10, right?
Yes, Benjamin Beckstrand touches it before 10, so that's
that ball
Desert Hills ball.
So Kogan ends up with the football, though.
It doesn't matter who does.
Good call, though.
Yeah.
Legal, whatever.
Legal touch.
He just barely kind of tapped it forward, didn't he? Not much, but enough to get it that extra yard.
And they got a penalty on top of it, so this is moving even further.
But the nice thing is you can do it again. Because you recovered it.
You can decline the first penalty, though, and take the ball.
And that's probably what they'll do.
Yeah. That walk-off is the unsportsmanlike.
Well, the officials
help
have
me
been
understand what happened.
busy
So Desert
tonight.
Hills gets the ball.
Yeah.
The 34-yard line.
Attack
of
it from the
Pineview.
end of the.
Well, they would have gotten it where it was touched, but because of the penalty,
they added to
that
the
moves
end.
them forward. And here's Noah, and here's Tyden.
Outside again.
He looks inside, bounces outside, and sometimes he just appears. When you think he's gone and tackled, he just flies out of nowhere again and keeps going.
Yeah, I thought he was going to run out of bounds, and then he just keeps going. The Tyden Morris tracker, now 310 yards as he picks up 10 there.
They're running. They have not changed a single thing.
Actually, where does he go out of bounds? He got more than 10 there. He gets 16.
Ford now in the game. And they'll flip it out to the speedster. Gets a couple yards.
I like how hard he runs. You know what? He lacks in like attributes and size and strength. He makes up in heart and speed. I've known Zach watching him play coming up through, and the kid's quiet and he just loves to play, loves to compete. I like that they have packages to use his speed and get him into open space. He's had a pretty productive game, even though he's only got a couple touches.
Yeah, if you're Pineview here, touchdown is no bueno. You got to just hold him to a field goal.
Got to try to strip the ball and create a turnover here.
Yeah, well.
Trips to the far side. Tyden Morris back in the game in the pistol. They'll motion him out, throw it to him. Makes the catch. Good job defeating the block by Becker, but can't make the tackle, and Morris stays on his feet, shifts his way through a few tacklers, and gets the Fabulous Freddy's first down.
They're just subtle little moves, but they're working. I mean, it's just little stops. He just stutters his feet a little bit. Nice job. Under control. He's always running under control. He can finish
that
and
ain't
run
the
with
play. That's the play before.
No, this is it.
Oh, was it?
No, you're right. This was last
He
play.
threw it out there, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a swing pass. That was a previous run. You're right.
Yeah.
And Desert Hills can now just let this tick, use every second of the play clock.
This is.
And they don't need to throw the ball anymore. They can just try to run this game out up 35-17. You want to take as much time off to score as you can.
I want to see him getting that tight end set. They run the ball really well out of that tight end set right here. See that attached look right there.
Yeah, there's Olsen in a three-point stance. They'll hand it to Morris, who's knocked back. Good penetration by Pineview. That was Taloa blowing up that play.
So they've been running that so much. If you just play action, the tight end runs a little corner route or flag route, we used to call it. He's going to be wide open.
Taloa goes through a double team, and then Gifford helps bring him down with Becker in the backfield.
Becker's had a heck of a game.
Oh, yeah, he's been all over the field. That kid's giving it his all. You know, senior night, you know.
Yeah,
he's going to leave it all here tonight.
I mean, Dylan's done some nice things, but Ian Becker has played his heart out.
2nd and 6. Tight end on the left side this time. Hands it to Tyden. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. And then gets hit hard.
Anything play action out of that same look, you're going to have the tight end wide open.
Big hit by Beckstrand there. They finally got a square hit on Tyden Morris. There hasn't been many of those.
No, there has not.
And he's been making that first and usually that second guy miss, and that time Beckstrand finally put a pretty good shot on Tyden Morris.
It looked like the timing was a little off there. It looked like the guard took a little bit of a while to get over there.
3rd and goal.
This is fine. Desert Hills is fine to go to
3.
3rd and goal, though.
Yeah.
Because they could burn a lot of clock.
I wouldn't snap the ball until the – yeah, there you go. They're starting to count it.
Noah's going to roll out, throw it over to Ford, who tries to cut back, but he's drilled by Becker in the backfield.
That's okay because the clock is your only enemy here. So you can get 3 points here. You're still up 3 scores.
Right. I think you go ahead and send Shaden Scott on, but if you do go ahead and go for it here, you need 6.
They're going to probably run it down, call a timeout. use as much clock as possible.
Yeah, think it over.
Yeah.
4:19 and ticking. It's 4th and goal from the 6 coming up for Desert Hills.
Hey, how about Dylan Becker right there? Keeping outside contain. That's been a problem tonight.
Yeah.
And he forced the cutback of Ford. And Ford slips a little bit, and that makes it so Becker can not only cut him back in, but make the tackle. I think Ford should have tried to bounce that one anyway outside, maybe.
Timeout, Desert Hills. After
he had that whole field side to go. He might have been able to use his speed.
He got beat to the spot. He had to turn that up inside.
We'll take the timeout. Brought to you by the Scott Gibson team. We'll be back with 4th and goal from the 6.
Get our print curve here. And there's the bottom. Does this one have more water?
Simply Wisdom Teeth is all they do, and they always make it simple. With everyday pricing at just $899 for all 4 wisdom teeth removed, including sedation, they've got over 600 5-star Google reviews. For appointments, call 635-1243 or visit simplywisdomteeth.com.
Welcome back, Desert Hills, with the field goal unit out on the field for a little pooch kick that'll make it a 21-point ball game if they can get it through.
Yeah, Shaden Scott, Isaac Poppy kind of tried out through camp. They really didn't have a kicker. There are a couple soccer players they brought over, and Shaden Scott has won this job, and he's done a nice job. Doesn't have the biggest leg, but the junior, this is a big one to push it back to 3 scores.
Kick is up and good. And that makes it 38-17 with 3:55 left in the 4th quarter.
And Desert Hills is really happy to trade field goals at this point in the contest, and that's what they just did.
Kicks brought to you by our friends at Simply Wisdom Teeth. Check them out at simplywisdomteeth.com.
Yeah, it's time to start thinking about our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game, which we'll name. We got to hand out our Ernie's Player of the Game. No question, Tide Morris is the Player of the Game. Unless something just crazy happens and Keith Adams runs for 2 touchdowns and they get 2 onside kicks and then they score a third. I mean, it would take something like that for anybody to take the Player of the Game away from Tide Morris.
I'm trying to
tonight.
think of the highest yardage game for a running back that I've called in the however long I've been here. I don't know if I've seen a guy go over 300.
It's a great question. I mean, I've seen the Sewells.
Nephi Sewell went I think it was 335 in the finals in 2016 against Pine View.
I remember Nate Carter had a couple 200-plus yard games. I don't know if I can remember Nate Carter ever going for 3 bills, though.
Not in the region, I don't think. I was there for a lot of those years.
Yeah, Nate was a great running back. I'm trying to think some other great running backs we've had through the region, through the years.
There was a kid that played over at Snow Canyon. It was a really good
Adam
player.
Timo?
No, well, Timo was a really good player, but before him, I'm trying to think, it was during the
through the 90s, late 90s?
Yeah, I think.
Brooksby Stafford?
No, it wasn't in the 90s.
Was it Hine?
No, that's Timo.
Oh, that's Timo.
Yeah.
Yeah, changed
Same
his
guy.
name.
Yeah. Well, Timo was a fantastic runner.
Yeah. He was like an Eric Dickerson of Region 10.
Freak athlete, just a freak athlete.
That's a great question. We'd have to go scroll through the record books and probably call a lot of coaches to find all the 300-yard rush performances in region history.
Yeah, well.
Andy, I think we just got a homework assignment for one of our interns.
Yeah, Martin back in the studio. Fire up the old Google machine, buddy. Here's Woods from under center as the band goes quiet.
Finally.
Hands it to Keith Adams. All of a sudden, I'm Jim Nance.
People don't understand. We're on the radio, but the band, I feel like I'm in the drum line. That's how close the band is to the radio.
After
COVID, like my head's inside the tuba.
After COVID, though, and no fans, no bands, no college football, high school football, you love having the band.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing like it.
Makes the atmosphere fantastic.
Before COVID stuff.
Here we go.
Oh,
here's the pitch back. And he's going to get hit. And
nobody was open. They did really well keeping coverage on
that's Tangren actually this time.
That's sack number 9. That was Robbie Tangren. Well, you guess it's either Bundy or Tangren.
One of the two, you're safe.
Yeah, they both had sacks tonight, but that's number 2 for Robbie Tangren. You know, That's the only thing that really can go wrong on the flea flicker. You got man-to-man coverage on the outside, everybody covered, so it takes a little extra longer to try to decide which receiver, and then the receiver gets so much depth downfield that Woods just didn't let it fly soon enough. You got to take that shot, though. You got to just throw it up and hope your receiver can adjust and make a play.
3rd and long. Here's Woods. Pressured again from the outside. Hit hard. Throws it caught by Moten for about 10 yards short of the sticks.
God, he got smoked again back there.
You got to give Sawyer Woods some credit. He's standing in there like a soldier, taking a shot, delivering it right on the hands of Moten. That plays like that, I can see why they have a lot of upside for this Sawyer Woods. I mean, this kid stood in there like
4th and 3 here.
Right in the gut.
It's a great throw, though.
4th down for Woods. Takes the snap. Looking to throw a little slant route caught by Milne for a fabulous Freddy's 1st down.
Another good ball by Sawyer Woods. You know, his dad, Sean Woods, played quarterback in I think it was with Weber State years ago.
If you're Desert Hills, you'll take that all day long. Little under route there, tackle him in the middle of the field, and let that clock just continue to run.
1st and 10 for Woods, looking to throw it back at the sticks. Caught.
Holding on this outside.
By Moten, who breaks a tackle. He's still alive. Crosses inside the 40 and then stacked up.
Just coming back.
And another flag.
Both these coaching staffs are going to have to go to the film and figure out how they clean up these penalties. You can't do this in the postseason and survive in advance. Now, it might be a problem.
At what point, if you're Pineview right now, you just get your seniors in the game that maybe don't play as often and try to keep these guys healthy because you got playoffs coming. Or you just go.
Yeah, I don't think Croton's throwing in the towel yet.
Well, I'm not saying throw in the towel. I know you want to compete, but at the same time, there's a bigger prize at the end of this whole thing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
1st and a long ways to go. 30. Well, who the heck knows? 1st and a long ways. Woods.
About 1st and 25, I think.
20, yeah, 23, 22.
Side cart is Adams. Here's a snap, looking to throw again. Throws it into triple coverage. Intercepted by Turnbow.
That's number 8 on the season. That ties him for the statewide lead. He was 1 behind, and that is his 8th Oskey of the season, and another takeaway for this D-Hills defense. They came in with 21 picks and 15 fumble recoveries.
Amazing. They dropped 9 on that play. They brought a 2-man rush, dropped 9, played deep. They were triple covering the guys on the outside, just forcing him to throw it.
And it's really evident how much Pineview's offense misses Dominic and Marcus McKenzie, guys.
As we see Dominique on the sideline trying to encourage Moten, who's had a good night at receiver, but a frustrating overall night for Pineview. As Desert Hills just try to wind the clock out here. Stay tuned for the post-game show.
That's an undefeated region title.
Yeah.
That's 3 in a row. Pineview did it twice
back
in a row.
Back to back, and now Desert Hills.
Post-game show brought to you by Johnson Pediatrics. Come up next, we'll name our Playmaker Play of the Game, brought to you by AWP, as well as our Player of the Game. I think we know who that is. And more. And then we got the wrap-up show after that. As the clock will continue to tick down. On this one, frustrating night for Pineview, but they've got hope as the playoffs are looming and some guys that they desperately need back are expected to maybe get a chance to play here, as the last knee will be put down there by Noah. And Desert Hills gets the win on the road, and the undefeated region champs as they celebrate with their first-year coaching staff. What a season for the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you didn't know what you'd get. You know, they tabbed Rick Barry in the offseason. Mark Murdoch left, and he has taken a lot of talent, and he's maximized it. He's got these kids bought in.
Well, the cupboard's full, man. They were ready to go. Just needed the right guy at the ship, at the captain chair, leading the team to new things. And the kids have responded, have done really well. You know, but yeah, I mean, you got a lot of seniors on that team with a lot of pride. So.
Yeah, 2 sacks tonight for Tangren. Mortensen with the takeaway. Turnbow with his 8th pick of the season, ties the statewide lead. I mean, a lot of positives. This defense is very opportunistic. At one point, they were leading the nation in takeaways in all of high school football. And, you know, it helps when you get 9 in a single game like they did against Dixie earlier in the season. But to go 6-0, it sounds like, oh, it's just 6-0. You see it all the time in college and the NFL. Well, it's hard to do in region. We've seen it 3 years in a row.
This was probably one of the weirdest region seasons that I've seen in a long time, with like a lot of the ups and downs.
So
unpredictable. And think about how many of the starting. Think about how many starting quarterbacks have been lost this season, and it's been
Good
crazy.
news is a couple of those starting quarterbacks are back. I mean, Barban's back for the postseason run for Dixie. You know, Chase Hansen's back for Crimson Cliffs.
But you know what I mean? I mean, back in his full, role. No, but back.
I don't think
with
there's
some
a single
leadership.
quarterback that played every snap this season for any team.
No, because
Cedar had Lunt and the senior Garrett kind of trading off.
Yeah,
even Fooey left a game with an
left
injury.
a game, but he never missed a game.
He never missed a start.
Yeah.
Hunter Johnson, pretty durable this year, but he missed a little bit of time.
Yeah, that kid impressed me the entire year.
Yeah.
He got better every year.
Off to the playoffs. Gosh, the season flies by, huh, fellas?
Yeah, it goes by quick, but for some teams it didn't go by fast enough, and for some others it's it's good. So happy for these kids. I know a lot of them. I have some in class. I've been around them quite a bit, and they're a good football team right now, and they got some momentum going into the playoffs. They'll have a week bye, and then get ready for whoever's coming next.
Probably 17 days between tonight and the first playoff game for Desert Hills.
And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not good. So we'll see how they respond.
All right, we'll take it. Let's just take a 1-minute break. We'll be back with some of the highlights from the second half. We'll name our player of the game, our play of the game, and more on our Johnson Pediatrics postgame show. Stay tuned.
Radio Dixie 91.3. Young the Giant, something to believe in.
John, what song do you want to hear? Next, Miss Calendris. You'll be on the SWAT team, the SWAT team. That's a fantastic situation. I was going to talk to you last time.
Welcome back, Johnson Pediatrics post-game show. Thanks for being with us. Johnson Pediatrics, Dr. Cody and his staff make your kid feel right at home, nice and comfortable in what can be a stressful situation. See why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatrics. Call 628-0511 and ask for the new patient special. Let's take a look at the second half highlights here, courtesy of our crew, CEC TV. Tyden Morris was a man tonight for Desert Hills.
Yeah, I mean, just running roughshod. That could be our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game, or you could pick one of his other touchdown runs because he had 3 of them in this one and over 300 yards on the ground for Tyden Morris. No question, he's your Ernie's 2 player of the game.
We see Taven Mortensen going up there for a little bit of an underthrown jump ball intended for Tyson Moten.
But I like how he high-pointed that. That was a great play.
Absolutely. And Adams had a great series this time. Gets to the outside.
He had a great game all night. He just was overshadowed by, Morris.
And then up the middle. Watch this run.
Yeah, he's a tough kid, man.
Yeah, these are the 2 best running backs in the region probably here on display.
I think easily.
It's not even
close. Not even close. Yeah.
Morris once again with another huge, I don't know how many runs he had tonight, over 40, 50 yards, but that was one of them.
He had, I think, 4 long ones, 5, maybe 5.
And here's Tyden again, this time to the right side.
This one he doesn't score, though. Watch the effort here. Is it Becker that comes over?
Becker.
And just gets a shoelace.
Yeah, just barely.
just gets the top of the foot.
Huge effort.
And then watch how he finishes this one right at the goal line, lowers his shoulder.
That's the play of the game right there, I think.
There's your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. Credit Becker for sticking his nose in there.
Heck
and
yeah.
I would probably give Becker the player of the game for Pineview.
Yeah.
Oh, he was everywhere tonight.
There's
for
Turnbow.
sure. That was a cupcake there.
Yep. Triple coverage, Turnbow. They're playing deep. Just don't want to get beat over the top.
Yeah.
And Austin Turnbow, interception number 8 to seal it.
All right. Well, are we naming Titans?
Yeah, the goal line
run over at the goal line. Yeah.
When he gets floored like that, I mean, but like I said, I would.
Those two kids were the best two players tonight.
Yeah.
And you know, with what was, I mean, they just left it all out on the field tonight for sure.
You could look in the trenches at Peter Falanico. You could look at Dawson Bundy, Robbie Tanger, and there was some great performances. But Tyden Morse, Keith Adams, and Ian Becker, those guys shine tonight.
Those three were definitely just really good players, and they showed up everywhere on the field tonight.
You look at the final stat line before you want to make it official for Tyden Morse, 25 carries, 316 yards on the ground, 12.6 yards a tote, 3 touchdowns for your Ernie's 2 player of the game for D. Hills. Keith Adams goes 22 for 154, and Ian Becker, not only did he catch 3 passes for 62 yards, but he had 7 solo tackles, 2 TFLs in the loss for Pineview. So he's got to be your Ernie's 2 defensive player of the game, and then you probably go Keith Adams, your offensive player of the game in the loss for Pineview.
Absolutely. Ernie's 2 has you covered. Fuel up, grab a snack with the famous chicken strips at Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station, delivering your player of the game all season long and into the playoffs. Locations in St. George, Hurricane, Cedar, and Beaver. Appreciate Appliance Wholesalers Plus. It's easier than you think to buy direct and save at AWP, the #1 playmakers in the appliance business.
Yeah, you got to go with that goal line run, right? That exclamation point.
Loved it.
You know, that kept the separation, kept kind of Pineview back 2 scores and then 3 scores. Pineview just never could get close enough, get it back to 1-score game in that second half. And hey, it's on the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert. So if you're driving around listening or you're watching on TV, everybody head to Yogurtland. Holbrook Asphalt is paying for it. Your first 5 ounces of yogurt are free, and I'll see you there. Let's go over there, boys. I'm hungry.
I misspoke, and because I'm getting old now, Nephi ran a season high 243 yards in the state championship game in 2016.
That's it?
I can't remember. Honestly, I've been calling.
I remember that game. I just didn't call it.
I've been calling games for a long time now in St. George here, and I don't remember a 316-yard rushing performance.
Well,
I mean, when you're north of 3 bills, that's rare.
Pineview, I don't think you're going to find it at Pineview because Pineview
throws the ball.
They're going to throw the ball for 500 a game. You know what I mean? So you're looking at teams that like to run the ball. I ran the ball a ton, and it's tough to get 300. Yeah. And, you know, if you're running for 300 yards, you're usually – you know,
Kyle Coop might have done it.
Kyle
was
Coop.
He,
that's the kid
you were thinking of?
That's the kid I was thinking of. Was Kyle?
We were
Coop.
talking about that earlier. We were thinking Adam Timo and all these snow can. But I don't have the stats handy.
But like a lot of times, like Nephi would have 200 plus at halftime, but we're pulling them and we're playing other kids. You know, so. That was one of those things.
All the circumstances have to align.
Yeah, they have to align.
It's got to be close enough. You're still playing your starters.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I wonder. You know.
In the record book.
Kyle Cup, is that what,
Kyle Coop?
Coop, yeah, that kid ran a lot of yards in those years that he was there. So
yeah. Thanks to Coach Brown for thinking of that.
It was either him or the kid before him, and I can't remember. Coach Jake Nelson was the head football coach at Dixie when we went over there and played, and it was in the early 2000s, like 2003, something like that. They had a kid over there, Polynesian kid. It's got a Polynesian last name, and I can't remember what the kid's name, but he was a fantastic runner. Snow Canyon had a sling of them.
We've seen some really good running backs come through the region, but, I mean, Tyden Morse is a junior. My son so happens to be a junior. I've been watching him since 3rd grade.
Yeah.
He's been running roughshod over defenders in this town since he was 10. You know, and to have him come up on this stage tonight, you know, he missed the first 4 weeks of the season because he got injured in the first half of the first game with that high ankle sprain. And now he looks fully healthy right in time for the postseason run for the Thunder. They're going to get a bye. They're going to be the 1 or the 2 seed, them and Ridgeline, when the RPI is released on Saturday. That much we can can guarantee you. And it's really, I think with Pineview losing, it's probably really likely they're going to be going over to Snow Canyon, and that's going to be the 8-9 matchup in the first round. That's my best guess.
Getting down to business right away in the first round of the playoffs. Thanks so much. We're going to say goodnight to our TV audience. You've been listening to the Johnson Pediatrics post-game show. Check out Dr. Cody and his caring staff. They make your kids feel right at home. See why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatrics. Ask for the new patient special. Give them a call, 628-0511. We're going to say goodnight to our TV audience. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Region 10 live and break down all the games from around Region 10 last night of region play, heading into the playoffs, forecasting some seeds. Those will be revealed on Saturday by the UHSAA. So thanks for being with us. We'll be right back on the radio right after this.